And welcome everybody to episode 17 of the Weekly Grind, where we grind for 3 hours looking for an epic piece of loot, but never seems to find it. As always, I got my buddy. Wow, dude, I can never.
We're so close that he can't remember my name.
Are you that wasted already? Jeez.
What's his name again? I forget.
Yeah, so
You know that guy.
But I can never distinguish what I'm going to call him. Whether it's going to be the Red Warrior who plays games badly, and I'm going to help hype his channel a little bit, or
Yeah,
if
which
I'm
is
going
always
to refer to
appreciated.
him as Cyber and hype up his Twitter, or if I'm just going to refer to him as Daryl and hype up none of them. So,
Right. Or, well, that hypes up Super Nerdland.
oh yeah, good point.
So either way, all three of those things he said apply to me. So,
Speaking
So,
of which,
yeah.
let's take a second and hype up Super Nerdland.
oh yeah, supernerdland.com. Hey, Josh, what say you about Super Nerdland? What's your pitch?
We got a there's a new site. You know, there's plenty of them popping up, but we hope to be just a tad different than any of the other sites trying to do something in this kind of new age of media. And we're just we're still in a little bit of beta phases, but we are working out to just cover all things of the geeky, techie, gamey, sciencey nature.
Very
So go
cool.
to supernerdland.com. Check out
And-
Super Nerdland on Twitter.
Yeah.
Check out Super Nerdland on YouTube.
Watch our
On
playthrough.
Facebook. Check out Super Nerdland on Twitch. Check out Super Nerdland on Hitbox. Check
Yeah,
out Super Nerdland on my dick.
Check out Super Nerdland in Skywriting. Check out Super Nerdland. Yeah, when you play Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds Backwards.
I can see Super Nerd in the clouds.
right. I see Super Nerdland. We'll be
Crowd control
dreams.
Super Nerdland.
Yeah. Oh man, you're making me choke to death already. But yeah, supernerdland.com's our new thing.
But yeah, we're trying to be a nice little friggin' site to cover games and technology and do it in a non-retarded manner that doesn't piss off your audience and actually tries to be respectful to the community that patrons our fine web pages.
hmm And I'm not speaking out of turn when I say that we're not going to do reviews with scores.
Oh no, there will never be reviews of scores.
Yeah, we want our reviews to speak for themselves, and they're just meant to relate to you, our feelings on games anyway.
There
Trying
is
to quantify that shit with scores is just pointless.
There is one clause to that if there was ever a group or consortium that wanted to try to standardize review scores across platforms so that there was some sort of firm basis on what these scores meant, and you could say compare an 8 from one outlet to an 8 from another because you had this outside guidelines people were following, I'd think about joining up with that.
Sure. But as it is, it's the Wild West out there, and
It's too fucking arbitrary, you know.
yeah, yep,
Because
As
this
is-
game's 3.5 because I don't like somebody that voice acts in it.
right. And speaking of arbitrary, you can read my reviews there. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure everything I write is arbitrary. But anyway, enough of our shilling.
On
Yeah.
with the show.
Yeah, exactly right. What's next, bro?
Oh, sorry.
Checked out.
Yeah.
He checked out 10 minutes ago. The
The
show's only been on for 4 minutes, and he checked out 10 minutes ago. So,
Oh shit. Okay. So we went to the topics list, and we got a nice little lineup. We didn't have a show last week, so we kind of hung on to the topics we had. So,
all right. But you're getting ahead of yourself.
what do you mean?
We need to do our introductions.
Yes. See, this is what happens when I take a week off. I fuck everything
Yeah,
up.
see? And this is why you cannot replace me as co-host.
Yeah, because you hold them all together.
Yeah. Now do your fucking job, yo.
All right, so this is the segment where we talk about the games we've been gaming. So we'll start off with John. We're gonna do you last because I know you've played a lot this week, and that's the whole reason why you really wanted on this week is to talk about it. So we're gonna do you last because I know you'll have a lot to talk. So
All right.
let's start off with Daryl. What did you play this week?
Well, I've been busy with work, but I did get some Saints Row 4 in today. It's fucking awesome. Love it. It's funny because like this game came out, several months before Infamous Second Son, and it's amazing how much like Saints Row 4 Infamous turned out to be. In retrospect, like I started playing Saints Row 4 and opening up the powers and shit, and it's like, wait a minute, this all seems very familiar to me. But
all the best ways.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good dumb fun. Like, and some of the things you do in the game, especially, I love the beginning when you're, well, I don't think it's spoilers at this point since the game's been out long enough, but I like it when you're first zapped into the little simulation, and your guy's walking around like an old 1950s sitcom dad and shit, and yeah, it just gets crazier from there, and it's good fun. If you like that kind of, I mean, it's not quite Grand Theft Auto in terms of its sandboxing, but if you like just mindless chaos and just good dumb fun, it's worth picking up. I got it on the cheap on the PS4. They had their little flash sales like $20 or something like that, 22, and well worth every penny. But aside from that, just haven't really had much time to play anything, so that's it.
All right, what about you, Josh? Doc Bray, what have you been playing?
I've been doing a lot of getting gooder at Street Fighter 4 to the point where, oh my god, I actually got like 4 wins in a row. That was a big high point after like never winning a round for the whole 2 weeks that we've been playing.
Are we talking total matches, like 4 consecutive matches?
Oh yeah. Like
nice.
I ran the lobby for a second.
Very well done.
Yeah, but we were playing random, so. And other than that, I've been working on trying to beat for a review this semi-recent game called Castle in the Darkness, which is on Steam. It's a really fun game. It's like imagine if the NES were still being developed for it's even got the like 2-button other than start and select and the directional pad kind of control, and it's using an NES palette, and it really sounds like it's using an NES style chiptune set to as well. Tons and tons of little homages and nods to NES games. Like you got these enemies that look exactly like fairies from Zelda, except they're enemies.
Nice. Where can one find this?
That's on Steam.
All right.
Castle in the Darkness. It's a really fun. It's an action platformer thing with a little bit of RPG elements thrown in.
Nice.
Very Metroidvania.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think I've seen this game. Is this one where you can throw shit at people?
It's got a variety of weapons. There's swords and arrows and axes you can throw and boomerangs and shit like that as you progress.
Nice. And this is definitely not the game I was thinking of, but it looks sweet.
It's fun. It's good fun. It's also made by the guy who worked on The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Yeah.
Oh, nice. The guy.
Even something or other.
That guy. This is why you should visit Super Nerdland, folks, because we know our shit.
Matt Cap. Matt Cap, who apparently worked on Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Very cool. Which is also a very good game. If you haven't played it, go do it now.
Oh my god, do it now, because there's going to be a free expansion pack coming out in the nearest future for that, which is going to supposedly add like 100, 200 hours more gameplay, according to who said that, McMillan?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And
it's supposed to several more bosses, bunch of new powers, and like just cool little effects you can. Just basically everything that you loved about Binding of Isaac, plus more, and it's all free. So
free if you have the game.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, just trying to also not suck at Dust 514, which varies from time to time in my suckitudes.
Now, what's this game?
Oops, sorry, I had muted. Dust 514 is a first-person shooter counterpart on PlayStation 360 to the EVE Online PC game. Basically, you do these kind of almost Call of Duty mixed with PlanetSide 2 style missions on planets against factions, and it has a little bit of effect on what happens on PC. So it's not like cross-play with PC, but what you do within the fights on the PlayStation 3 Dust 514 does have like a territorial and bonus effect on the folks playing within EVE.
Very cool. I like that concept. companion games
Liquid,
having
what have you been
effects
playing
on
this
them.
week?
He's been playing with his dick.
Just like what have you been
No,
playing?
I'm sorry. I meant to say he's been playing Street Fighter with dick.
That's not entirely accurate. That there is some truth to that. Not entirely accurate though. Like there wasn't Street Fighter involved, and there wasn't a dude named Dick. It was just my dick.
Right. Oh, so I was right the first time then.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I've been playing this new Japanese game called Subway Rape Simulator 35 2015. Okay.
Subway
seriously.
Rape Simulator.
There
Story
is a
of my
game.
life.
There is a game. I have played it. This
Oh,
is
it's
real.
not made up.
No, this is not made up. This is a real game. That's not the name though. It's like Rape Lay or something like
Oh,
that.
you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
play. Wow, that game.
Yeah, I have played it out of
The
curiosity.
infamously banned Ripley.
Right.
Yes.
Still
Um,
better than Depression Quest.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah, right.
Oh god.
Oh shit, yeah.
No,
It's
I've
still
just
more
been
raunchy
playing.
stuff than the 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh man. Don't even get us started on that. But what have you been playing? Besides that?
Now I really want the memes for the Rayplay, but still better love story than Twilight shit to start popping.
Fun fact, I actually have played that game in 3D.
Oh yeah?
I'm dead serious, and like the 3D is so buggy, it's funny. Like when you play it in 3D, it doesn't have natural 3D emulation, so you have to have like the NVIDIA driver do it, or like with AMD. I've done it with both, by the way. With AMD, you have to have their third party bullshit do it that you have to pay for,
Yeah.
and it's funny as hell because it doesn't emulate it right. Like the penis will be on top of the body instead of like actually in the body.
It'll be floating above
Yeah, and it'll
the
be
body.
all like the fucking pixelation will actually be floating. It's funny as hell. Like the leg will not actually be connected to the body.
That actually sounds kinda awesome.
It's funny. It's funny. I expected some kind of awe-inspiring thing, but instead I got a barrel of laughs.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, okay. No, seriously. I've been playing fucking Street Fighter, like Daryl said, with everybody in the group, and then I've been trying to play through Hitman Absolution slowly but surely, since I never actually played that, and I picked it up on the Humble Bundle, and it's one of the games I've been beating since I picked it up on the Humble Bundle.
How you liking it?
My biggest gripe with it is there's a set cap for every level, so you, as far as like the score challenge thing goes,
Yeah.
you really can't challenge for scores.
I think we had a conversation about
We
this
did.
last
I was
year.
gonna say this.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. I mean, it's still fun, it's fun because they do a good job of giving you like different level types. Some levels you have to actually sneak through and you have one objective. Some levels you have like, multiple ways of doing one objective. It is fun.
Yeah,
But
it's
that's
not.
all I've been doing.
I don't think there's actually been a linear Hitman game, has there? Like they're all pretty open as far as what you can do and how to go about it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Absolution's about right though. It's more about the improvised weaponry than it is anything else though.
Yeah.
Like using a pair of scissors, a bottle, or electrical cord instead of your fiber wire. Like they got rid of the syringes and the fiber wire. You are pretty much forced to use a cable to replace it for a while. So
But can you beat somebody to death with a frozen tuna fish?
maybe
Can you stab him in the face with a screwdriver?
yes.
And by a screwdriver, he means the drink, not the tool.
Well, I'm not wasting my screwdriver, so
Right. You hitting the booze again tonight?
always am.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta be drunk to do this shit.
To sit down with you faggots, hell
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you people, man, I can smell your asses from fucking clear across the country. Gotta be drunk while I'm doing this shit.
For
But
John,
no.
I feel bad for him, man. He's across the fucking world.
Yeah, right. That's the only reason he feels bad, and he can't quantify that in any meaningful way. He just feels bad for you because of your location. You're across the pond, and I guess he just doesn't like the word pond or something.
All right, John. So, what have you been playing this week? And I know you got a hell of a list. So,
So I talk about what I've been playing recently or at the events.
you go ahead and with both, either or.
Oh, this week I've been playing Hotline Miami 2. That's crazy fun. Like,
I never even touched Miami 1, honestly. I just never got around to it.
You're missing out. You are missing out. Probably the greatest soundtracks in all the video games.
I've been hearing they're pretty hardcore too. Like, if you go in guns blazing, you're gonna lose.
Oh no, this is a game you really need to strategize, plan out how you're going to kill everything in the room.
Nice. I got the first one sitting on my PS4, just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I mean, the first one's not that long, it's in like 6 hours. The second one's actually way longer. But, I've also been playing Hardline.
Oh yeah, how's that stacking up?
I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, campaign-wise, it doesn't completely suck. Like, there's actually characters that aren't like one-dimensional, and actually know what the villain's plot is, and forgets about it in 5 minutes.
See, I was debating on picking that up today, but I decided not to because I'm still working on Xenoverse. So.
Yeah, there's also like a lot of the main campaign is more like Far Cry. Like, you know when you like go to like a compound and you have like option like sneaking or just go gun blazing. There's lots of that. Instead of just like linear shooting corridors.
Like pretty much like Call of Duty.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually more Far Cry and there's Call of Duty in the campaign.
Oh
It's
yeah.
great.
So what else have you been playing?
Okay, so at the expo, there's quite a bunch of stuff. I guess probably the highlight was the Devolver stuff. So there's this game called Not a Hero. It's weird. Like, the story is about this bunny who's trying to run for mayor, and first of all, it's a business to get all the scum off the streets or something. So he hires some guys to just go in Hotline Miami style, and like the gameplay is, it's kind of like a side-scrolling color-based shooter. Like, you jump to a level and essentially just go forwards, and you. It's hard to explain. Basically, it's kind of like Hotline Miami, where you go in and kill everything in a room. But it's like so you have 3 things. You have a roll, a move, and you shoot. And you actually have to roll into cover, because you can actually die in one hit. Yeah. So it's hard to explain.
So it's got a little bit of like Class of Rainbow Six in there too.
Yeah.
What perspective is the camera? Is it overhead or is it first
What's a side scroller?
Side scroller? All right.
Yeah.
I like those.
Mario doesn't count.
What's that?
Mario doesn't count.
Oh no, just in general. Give me a good side scroller and I'm in heaven. That's why I like Rogue Legacy and that other one with the Shovel Knight guy. What's it called? What's it called? Mega Man?
Digging guy?
Yeah. Digging Man. Yeah, that's
Doug?
one of my favorite games of last year, actually. Digging Man.
What, Dick Doug?
Dick Doug?
Dick Doug from games?
Yeah. No. Oh. Hey, Josh. Hello. Yeah. Hey, you guys, I'm gonna have to ask you to keep it down, man. We're way too high energy this episode, so.
Get hype.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys don't keep it down, I mean, we're gonna bust into a fucking party here, and it's just gonna get out of control. So I'm gonna have to ask you to dial it back a notch, okay, guys? I know you're all excited.
What else did you see at the expo?
It's this game called Titan Souls. If you've heard of it,
I have
I have
not.
not.
it's kind of like cross between Dark Souls and Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, that
It's a
sounds
good-
fucking awesome.
It's like a 2D game where like pretty much all the enemies are bosses. And basically you only have one arrow. If you shoot, you have to go get it back, and like you also die in one hit as well.
Huh.
Like you go into an area, there's the whole one big room with a boss. Like one of them's like it's like this heart that's in like a blob, and if you shoot the blob, it creates like two more. But you have to constantly hit the blob so like have the heart in them until the heart's exploded. You hit the heart, and then you win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's like another boss where like it's like in a giant ice cube, so it keeps on sliding on the place, and I didn't know how to kill that one. And there was also like a giant treasure chest boss as well.
Yeah, I'm watching the gameplay you just sent us for Not a Hero. It actually looks pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So I like that.
It sure is purple.
Yeah. Well, it fades from purple to red. I'm assuming that the red is because he's taking damage.
Yeah. I don't know.
Everything just tastes purple for a second.
Yeah, right.
Actually, most of the level I was playing was orange.
It tastes like burning. Yeah. It was orange. Did you notice that it changed as you were playing through? Like, did it? Because it looks like in this video the colors are kind of changing as you go, but I don't know if it's tied to like Josh suggested maybe your life, or was that something you noticed when you played?
No, I mean I didn't like get a whole big purple stage like this. Like it was, like I said, it was mostly orange. So I guess like it's another part there. For like a few hours into the game maybe, because I pretty much.
The pixel art style. I really like that.
That's lazy. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just overused.
Yeah,
I've never seen a pixel art game.
For a long time, it wasn't being utilized, and now we're back into that area where everybody's doing it again.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Like when it first kind of got brought back, it was one of those novel things. It was like nostalgia, and everybody dug it. Now it's becoming like kind of trite in a way. Yeah, it's like, and it's like really though, if you're still trying to differentiate your games, from like big studio AAA studio releases and shit by making it, pixel art, then you're kind of like, I don't know. You're not getting the point.
Service too.
Well, yeah, and see, I actually liked the idea of doing different graphical styles from different eras too, like having a game that looks like a PS1 game or something, and have the graphics kind of played,
That the PS1 had some of the shit.
There's already
What's
a
that?
game like that.
What's that?
But just basically don't pigeonhole yourself in the 8 and 16-bit eras,
But I'm saying if you can do it, you can do it well. Like this seems to be doing. I'm not saying anything bad about this.
Sure.
This looks good. But I'm
Right,
saying
right.
If you come out and you have something. That
Well, yeah, the
survive,
gameplay. The
then-
gameplay has to speak for itself. You
Yeah.
can't just bank on the graphical,
Like if
the
they were to come out
nostalgia.
with X-Ray Man and not use the UBR engine and use a fucking pixel art engine, that'd be bad. Like why?
Right. But just basically, don't bank on your graphical engines. Make good gameplay, and that'll sell it.
I don't know, man. It survived for years. Yeah, its software survived for years based off their engine. So.
Mm-hmm. So is that other company. I don't know what it's called. They do the Unreal Engine. I think it's Valve, right?
Epic? No, it's Epic doesn't mean.
I'm being intentionally obtuse.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I know who.
I thought you were being like not intentionally stupid, but
No, well, that's every other time. This time though, I'm pretending. But yeah. You played anything else this week?
I can talk about a few more games, just like two more.
Sure.
So there's this one called Enter the Gungeon. It's basically like a roguelike overhead shooter. Like, so the fucking video. It's so very pixel-like, cute to like all the enemies are like bullets with like hands, legs, and faces, and they shoot guns at you. And And yeah, and you get pickup guns. And there's sort of like stores you can go into that sell shit. That was fun.
Sounds pretty cool. Let's see. Looks interesting. I do like myself some roguelikes. Yeah. Watching the footage, very interesting.
Watching
Yeah.
very interesting.
There's a shotgun bullet, and it's shooting at you.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I assume you can toss a link to this video in the description so folks can check it out for themselves. I'm assuming this is what's going to happen, because I can't really describe what the hell I'm looking at.
Josh, that's
Sentient
just on a side
bullets.
note. I would love to do something of a rundown for all the pixel art games that have come out recently.
Oh, there's a ton of them.
It depends on how friggin' far down the rabbit hole you want to go there between games like that were released for free on like IndieDB or the store or something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Rye doesn't go. He doesn't stop halfway down the hole. He goes all the way. So
knows?
We hit rock bottom,
He
baby.
knows. Like I said, he knows.
yeah. Oh, this sentient bullet
Whenever I
just
go after
died.
the hole, I go
Just
all the
dove.
way.
Yeah, right. In golf, in basketball, and indie game reviews. Nothing else, just those three things. I am liking this Enter the Gungeon. Whatever it comes out on, I will buy a copy. Looks good. And there's your fucking endorsement right there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of cool
look-
actually.
Looks okay. I'll buy it.
And then one was probably my favourite game of the show was called Ronin. It's kind of like Hotline Miami meets Mark the Ninja.
Mm.
So essentially, what happens is you're like this ninja dude, and like you go into an area, but like an area guys. But what happens is like when you go like time pauses, and you have to choose where you make your next jump. And if you make the wrong, if you pick wrongly, you die, and then it resets where you to a last checkpoint. And so you like basically, if you go into a room, like you jump in through a window or something, and then like again like time pauses, so like it's like where you have to jump. If you like jump to a guy like stun him, you kill him. But if you kill him, you actually might have another player kill you. So you actually have to decide. There's actually lots of strategy to. There's actually lots of strategy into the game. I'll show you like see if I can find gameplay of this. I think there is.
Is it relatively new?
Well, it's not out yet. It comes out like in August, I think.
There's got to be gameplay floating out there somewhere then. Well, while you're hunting down gameplay for that, we'll start trickling down topics here.
Yeah. You guys want to start from the top, or do you just want to pick out a topic and talk about it? Because I wouldn't mind talking about Uncharted 4's delay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, you know, I mean, it's according to the news we're looking at here, it's been delayed until spring of 2016.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, see, was there ever? I mean, I've been kind of out of the loop for a while, but was there ever a point where it was announced for this year?
It was. I'm not sure if it was announced, but speculated maybe.
Right.
I think they said-
went as
I
far
think
as
they
to
said fall.
announce it.
Fall?
They said
Oh,
Yeah. I think they may
So
have
they're
done, like,
delayed
a-
it by like 2 whole quarters.
Yeah.
Right. Because
They
I was going to
never
say,
said a date or anything, but it was a season
right.
release.
Well, there's one of their Sony's high-profile games for this year out the window.
Oh well, that's one of the things I wanted to say, right? Is like you see a lot of Xbox fanboys will sit there and they'll say stuff like, "Oh well, Sony's got nothing coming out this year."
Right.
The problem with that thinking is they forget that all the third-party games that are coming out this year, that the Sony kids are still going to buy them on their
Mhm.
Sony console. So
Yeah,
That's gonna be out of
the
date.
multi-platform games that they're not going to go buy an Xbox 360 or Xbox One for because they got a PlayStation 4 to play it on.
Right,
Yeah.
and there are still exclusives like I guess Insomniac's Ratchet and Clank not reboot but kind of reimagining is supposed to come out this year.
What's that game that's supposed to be like a teen slasher?
I have not heard of this.
What are you talking about? It's got Hayden Panettiere in it, and fucking oh my god, I cannot remember what it is. They showed it off at E3. They didn't show much of it, but they showed it off.
They had it that Sony
They
experience
showed the
place.
experience thing. They showed more of it there, but I can't think of what the hell it's called. It's been so fucking long. But yeah, maybe this will convince people who may be on the fence to buy an Xbox One because they at least have holiday titles this year.
But
Right.
you don't know if they have. You don't know, they might not have announced something
But
between
see-
now and then.
But see, Rye, I think the problem with that thinking though is that
Like,
like
Until Dawn.
I-
That's the
gotcha.
game I was thinking of.
Gotcha. But I would imagine though that like the folks who are into Microsoft's franchises enough to like run out and drop the cash for the system probably already have one. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure, but I
Like-
imagine there's still some people who are on the fence who are
Well, Yeah.
going to transition late, or
Right. Well, see, I'll be buying one eventually once I get my debt squared away and everything. You know, and I've got a little
let's
bit
be
of
honest,
disposable
the one
disposable
big game
income.
that Microsoft has at their disposal is Halo.
Right.
And Gears of War, Rob Ferguson. I didn't include this on a topic list, and I don't know why. Rob Ferguson, because people were speculating for a long time that we were going to get like a Marcus Phoenix collection or a Gears of War collection or something like that for the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rob Ferguson tweeted out earlier this week about how that's not happening, but make sure you guys tune into E3 for more info on Gears of War.
I think
Right.
they recently just said there's not going to be a collection.
Yeah, they just did. They said that there's not going to be a collection, but they are going to show the new Gears of War at E3 this year. So be ready
Huh.
for that.
Oh, shit.
So,
Speaking of,
hold on a second. I'm sorry, Daryl. I'm not done with my point yet, though.
what's up?
So it's looking like this holiday season you're gonna have Halo 5 being like the flagship holiday title for the Xbox One this year.
Mm-hmm.
What's that game by Remedy coming out?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Quantum Break.
Yeah.
You're gonna have that too, but
Oh
the
yeah, I
other-
forgot that was a thing.
the next holiday season you're going to have Gears of War. Is looking like it's shaping up to be next year's holiday launch game.
And I
Not
think
launch, but
I
holiday
think Crackdown will
launch
probably
game.
be a 2016 release.
Depends on how much they want to do with it. If they're going for what they showed off in the E3 trailer, to where you could like jump a truck into a building and destroy the building, yeah, I better fucking wait till next year because you better get that running.
And what's that game by Platinum that they announced?
But are you talking about the one that got
Scalebound. No, Scalebound.
Oh, Scalebound. Yeah, that's I'm not sure, but that'll be solid. It fucking better be. It's got to stack up to Bayonetta, or they just wasted money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like legitimately. If that does not stack up to the same quality as Bayonetta, they just wasted money.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Don't everybody hop in at once.
All right.
Better
No,
than
it's just-
Uncharted and Insomniac's game.
No, I was gonna mention something because you were talking about remasters and shit, and God of War 3 remaster
Remastered, yep.
was just announced, and that comes out in what was it, June, I think?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what they did to it because the original PS3 version was amazing looking already. This one runs at 1080p, but I don't know if they've gone back and like spruced up the. I don't know if they tightened up the graphics in level 3 or whatever, but
Well, I think the big change up will be for God of War 1.
Oh no, it's just literally God of War 3. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. God of War 3 remastered. Just God of War 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Just the one game.
Oh, sure, because whenever I saw it, it was God of War Collection.
Nope.
Really?
God of War 3 remastered. That's it.
Holy shit.
I think these remastered things are kind of good for people who might have avoided the console.
Sure.
Those consoles for a while.
Absolutely. No, I'm all for it. In fact, I will purchase a copy because I really enjoyed God of War 3, on the PS3. But yeah, anybody expecting anything more in that package than that may be
To be
disappointed.
honest, I was on the fence today at 2 games.
Yeah.
I was staring at Hardline,
Uh-huh.
DMC, Devil May Cry Definitive Edition.
These guys, the guys in Liquid's group were shitting on that game earlier, and I gotta say, like, when taken on its own as its own thing, I mean, maybe it's not such a good Devil May Cry game, but as its own thing, I liked it. I played it on the PC and PS3, and I enjoyed it. So that's one of those games that when I have the cash, I'd like to pick up. $40 too,
That's what I've heard is from everybody. It's been like this mixed thing from like the people who are diehard DMC fans being like, no, fuck you, it does not clear up to the original at all. And then I've heard people on the other side of the fence who played DMC back in the day, they liked what it was maybe a little bit too hard for their taste, and this one's a little bit easier and a little bit easier to complete.
Right.
Well,
And
I was going to
Go
say,
ahead, John.
if that was DMC5, people would be fine. Like, say, like, it was the same game, we just had the old Dante. I think most people who were big DMC fans.
Yeah, and that's how it feels. It does feel like it's one of those things where they rejected the game because it wasn't the Dante they knew.
It wasn't the Dante they knew, and it
That's
wasn't
exactly what it was.
Right. Well, and people will tell you that that's not the case. They will swear up
It's
and
not the
down.
Dante they wanted, but it's the Dante they deserved.
Right,
The
right.
Virgil in the old storyline was a very like honor-built kind of character,
Right.
whereas this new Virgil is just a dick.
Right. Well, check this out though, right? They so you've got a Dante skin from the original, games. So like that's one of people's complaints down, like just fucking play as that Dante and then hey, there you go. It's now it now runs at 60 frames per second, and so like two of the biggest issues people had with the game have been fixed. At least but you can ask 10 different people what they didn't like about that game and they will all tell you the same thing because it's all I was going somewhere else with that and then I realized that wasn't going anywhere, so I reined it back in.
It's all pretty much cosmetic.
Right, that's what it seemed to be. I mean, but you can go ask somebody else and they'll tell you, oh no, the combat was broken or it just whatever. But I don't know. It seemed like the most common complaints were that's not Dante. That little emo kid is not Dante. So I don't know, but I mean, I enjoyed it, and for $40, fuck yeah, like why not?
I got it for free because it was one of the PS Plus freebie.
Oh yeah. No, I do have the PS3 version. I don't have my PS3 though, so I've got I keep collecting all the quote free PlayStation Plus games, but I don't have my system, so.
Damn too bad you can't gift them to me.
I know, right? Oh, Josh. Well, we'll talk about that later.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to another topic.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pick something off the list.
This is a quick and easy one because there's nothing really to discuss. Nintendo recently made a throwaway comment about their next generation hardware when they announced that they're finally going mobile.
Yeah.
So it's a twin thing. Nintendo finally announced they partnered with a company called DNA, DEENA, which is a mobile company, and they're going to be making mobile games. We're not sure exact. Now Josh has got an opinion about this, I know, but
yeah, I do.
Hold on to that for a sec.
Go ahead.
Hold that thought. And the other thing to come out of this was, because there was some concern that when they announced this that they were going to be dropping, their console line, and in fact, as soon as they announced this, and they didn't really announce anything, they just said we've got something in the works. It will be ready to show it off next year. As soon as they did that, of course, websites started writing articles saying Nintendo's dead. They finally admitted defeat with the Wii U. But the thing is, if they show it off next year, it could come out in 2017 for all we know. And a 5-year cycle, 5-6 year cycle or whatever it is pretty typical. It was only in the PlayStation 2 era that we started seeing systems hang around for a little bit longer than that.
If you come out next year, for, you know.
And I did see people
Right.
commenting
And even if
on Facebook and shit talking about how will Nintendo's next gen console will be more about power.
Oh, and it will.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well,
I think they
here's
need
the
to
thing,
at this
right?
point.
They've
Yeah.
never been that.
They
They've
have.
never-
The GameCube was very powerful for its time. Like,
Yeah, it was.
and
stack it up to the original Xbox and the PS2 though.
absolutely, yeah, it beat the PS2 out of the water. And
It
one of
still
the
had a lower storage space due to its
Mhm.
proprietary disk format, but other than that,
yeah, that was the one area it was hamstrung was it used a proprietary disk that was only like 1.5 gigabytes of storage. So, but aside from that,
more
I mean,
powerful than the original Xbox and the PS2.
see, I'm not sure.
I'll go. Okay, you guys discuss. I'll go.
I know for sure it was more powerful than the PS2 in some areas. And
But the
like-
GameCube,
what's that? Yeah, if you look at Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube and then you look at the PS2 port, I mean that's just one game, of course, but
They're not comparable.
no,
You can't compare them because you got to remember the GameCube runs on
It's a
cube
power
bases.
PC. Ooh, it's a power PC. So
right.
Yeah,
Still.
no, fucking the PS2 and the Xbox and all that ran on fucking cube rendering, and fucking the GameCube ran on circular rendering. I
Yeah.
can't remember what the technical
and
term
you
is
can
for it,
kind
but
of
can't-
you
it's
can
different.
tell.
But
Yeah.
but that does lead to better graphics and shit, which is you know what I'm
That's
saying, like
personal preference on that.
right. Well, I mean,
Better performance, I would say.
Right.
Graphics quality would be subjective.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, better performance, but the thing is, it was only with the Wii that they really kind of eschewed their whole, they stopped trying to be cutting edge and tried to hit the market in a different way, and that was
It's what they needed to do at the time. It worked well for
They
them.
weren't being cutting edge. They were being cutting edge in a different way.
That's
Well,
true.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
well, no, and that's the thing. They went after the market in a different way. They tried to bring something that no one else had, instead of just making a system that was more powerful than the
But
last.
I will
and
say
leaving
that
it at
they
that.
for them this generation though, with the Wii U, because this was whereas the Wii generation was the 360 and the PS3, and that was Microsoft and Sony's first forte
Right.
into HD gaming, whereas the Wii U was Nintendo's first forte into HD gaming.
Right. And
Or if you almost want to call it like a return to almost a Nintendo NES system
Right.
style approach to how they were doing things.
Yeah,
And-
they stopped
and-
trying to compete. And they started being themselves
Well, see,
again.
and the Wii U, I mean, people kind of give it the short end of the stick, but I mean, it is a great deal more powerful than folks give. They say, oh, it's a PS3 or Xbox 360. It's no more powerful than those, and it in some
reality,
ways it is.
It is. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it also is more powerful. You gotta. Okay, it's pushing part of its hardware power to that tablet.
Right. It's streaming. Yeah, it's streaming video to the tab. But
But basically,
Basically,
power
tablet
is
has-
optimizing for that platform, and if for the Wii itself, there wasn't enough of an install base or at least developer interest to optimize the games to a point where a Wii port would have been good.
oh yeah, we're talking to the original Wii at this point, right?
Yeah, and I think even going into the Wii U, because the Wii U is not even that much more powerful than the Wii, right? From what
Oh
I
no,
Somebody,
it's
It's more powerful. Yeah,
It's-
it's
developer
definitely
said-
more powerful.
Well, a developer said that, and this is probably Nintendo got a little upset about it, but whenever you look at the statistics of stats, it's kind of makes sense that the Wii U is really nothing more than two Wii's ducted together.
that old shit again. But no, I mean it's not the most powerful system on the market by any stretch of the imagination, but it is powerful enough in its own right. I mean, I've seen stuff on there that looks just gorgeous, and
Oh yeah.
of course, like Liquid says, graphics are subjective, and there's a train.
I mean, you could throw whatever 6 months more of a development team's
Right.
time to try to optimize for a port. And I think it just comes down to the cost. Doesn't end up
Well,
being worth what they get in sales for.
Well, that and here's what
Over there.
happened. Here's what happened when
It's
the
all
Wii
in the code.
when the
Optimize the
Wii-
code.
Right, right. When the Wii U launched, man, it launched with 6-month-old ports of games that everybody who was in the market for had already bought on their PS3 and Xbox 360.
Oh yeah, Wii U didn't even
Right.
really come into stride until last year
Right,
from
and-
outside appearances.
Right, and see, the thing is, though, when it launched with those games and they predictably didn't sell, developers kind of were shied away. But it was ridiculous. They were selling these games for $50 a pop, and thinking, and in some cases, like what was it, Arkham Origins, or whatever it was.
Was
Fucking- Yeah, Arkham. The one that was made by not the Rocksteady guys.
Yeah, not Rocksteady.
Right.
Like, we talking about like because they released Arkham City when the Wii launched, but then they also released Arkham
Right.
Origins.
But in some cases, they'd ship the game day and date with the PS3 and Xbox versions, but leave features out. Like
Right.
they didn't have an online mode in that game, and
Well,
things like
they
that.
weren't missing out on that.
No, yeah, right. But it does create the perception of lesser value. But they did sell it
Perceived value. Yeah.
perceived value, right? And but I think in the case of the Wii U, it was kind of like one of those things where I mean, like I wasn't in the market for Darksiders 2 at the time because I'd already bought it on my PS3 and stuff. So I think like the people who would be inclined to buy those games already did. So
And
of course they.
you're not like Rye, where you're going to buy the game 5 different times on different
Right.
platforms.
Right. So I think what had happened is, these developers, kind of pushed these games out thinking they were going to hit this market, not realizing that, like I said, the people who were in the market to buy them already did. And then when they didn't do well, I mean, like it was a month after the system came out, we started seeing articles writing it off. Whereas the Xbox was in look, the Xbox was in a Xbox One rather, was in a comparative situation, within a month of its release, and nobody was really proclaiming that dead. But with the Wii U, it was almost immediate doom and gloom, and I think that hurt them too.
I don't know. Well, Xbox wouldn't have third
Yeah,
party
how
support
the
that stuff last.
Xbox is it had a huge install base rolling off of the 360.
What's it?
The Xbox One had a huge install base going off the 360.
Yeah. So did the
Yeah.
Wii.
No, we didn't have as much.
A
We
lot of look.
Look, the Wii was
sales
actually
went
the
like
market
this.
leader for a long time
Oh,
there.
it was.
So
It
Yeah.
was. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it wasn't. I'm saying it went like this. You had this huge spike in Wii sales immediately upon release, right? And then it trickled down as time went on and on and on and on and on.
Well, but I think it's by 2010 it just died.
the
problem
Wii
with
sold
the Wii-
100 million units.
Yeah,
in
no,
its
no,
lifetime.
you're not. The point is, the Wii sold initially off of innovation,
Yeah.
and then it failed to continue innovating. It got to the point where all the games towards the end of the Wii's lifespan were all, they were different games, but because of the limitations of the actual controllers, they all felt like the same game. Doing a different game using the same Wii motion movements, it feels like the same game, and that turned a
Well-
lot of people off.
I feel like
By
I
that
feel like
logic, though, I mean
the
every
big
game I
pick-me-up-
play with a controller is the same game.
Like the big pick me up with the Wii would have been the Wii Motion Plus, but not all developers could take full advantage of that.
Right.
I
But
was
see,
gonna say like
we're talking almost 40 million more Wiis out in the world than Xbox 360s as of 2012.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
not
the-
saying
this
you're
is the-
wrong. I'm not saying
Well,
it didn't sell well.
No, what I'm
just
saying
that
though
the
is if we're
Xbox
talking
One-
about
hold on, dude. Just
Right.
let me get this out, right?
oh, Jesus Christ.
You had a more dedicated fan base with the 360. I'm not saying like a console fanboy bullshit. I'm saying like it's kind of like how Apple was, right?
Here's where they
Hold
failed.
on,
Here's where Nintendo
hold
failed.
on,
It
hold on.
wasn't any of that shit. It was
Holy
specifically
shit.
branding, dude. It was branding. You don't call
Yes.
your system Wii U and expect because they had the market there, but they marketed it wrong to those people. Like folks like us, we're gonna know what the Wii U is. But the
mom and
people-
pop are not going to know
right.
what the fuck it is.
The
They're gonna
other-
think it's an
right.
extension to the system and not a whole new system. itself.
Exactly, and that's where they fucking hamstrung themselves. I think.
I
I mean,
have a different opinion on that.
But hold on a second. I think part of the reason why the PS4 and the 360 or Xbox One are doing so well is because they've kind of taken a cue from Apple in this sense. Whereas Apple, they do so well and they sell the same shit to the people every year because they kind of got them by the balls with their iTunes accounts.
I disagree.
Yep.
Well, I think with the PS4, I think it's like the top dog right now because they marketed it the best.
Right. Yeah, it's
They did
marketing is a big
well.
marketing
Well,
is a big part of it.
Sony won it because they literally marketed to the gamer, whereas Microsoft went after everybody else.
Right. People who like to watch TV.
Yeah, like look, dude, you've seen like news stories about the Xbox One. Like why?
And lifetime sales for the Xbox One, shipped, right, is hovering around something like 10 million.
Something like that. Whereas
And
we were 10 mil ahead of them already.
right there, Sony,
20 million.
and the sad thing is Nintendo with the Wii U is only at, it's been out a couple of years and it's at lifetime sales of about 10 million.
9.
So, yeah, it's like
Last
9
time I
or
had it
10,
was
right?
9.
Yeah, that actually
Well,
sounds
that
right.
picked up a lot last year whenever Mario Kart and
Yeah.
Smash Bros. And everything, because that was like the year everyone was like, yep, getting it.
But what were we? Yeah. Oh, we were originally talking about power, right? And I think to answer your question, I think they're going to have to their next system's going to have to bring it. It's going to have to be a relatively powerful system.
Uh-huh.
They can't, because they keep what they've done for the last few generations is they've come after everyone else with a system that is less powerful. Like they brought the Wii to the market after the PS3 and Xbox 360 came out and were more powerful. They brought the Wii U out after around the time well, actually,
It
did the
was
Wii U come before the
It was the
PS3?
year before the new consoles were even.
Right.
Yeah.
But they brought a system to the market that only just finally maybe surpassed the Xbox 360 and PS3 a little bit in terms of capabilities.
But at
And
the same
then-
time, you got to section off some of that power because it had to convert to a tablet as well.
Well,
It's just
adds across
But the point of that really is that Nintendo is consistently behind the curve lately, so they cannot do that again with their next system.
they've almost pulled a Dreamcast with this last
No, see,
release
here's
with the
the thing,
Wii
right?
U, with a console that was a year earlier but underpowered.
I'm going to say this because a lot of people misjudge Nintendo. They feel like Nintendo is in the same position as Sega and that they're fucking hemorrhaging money.
Oh, financially.
they're
Oh
not.
no, they're not. They're not within. I think they could get muscled out of the console market. They're not in dire straits,
But-
but I do believe they could get easily muscled out
No.
of
Actually,
the
what
market.
no.
Look,
See, that's
here's
what
the thing,
Ryan's
right?
trying to say.
Nintendo has so fucking much money in the bank that they could afford to take a loss on the Wii U and it not mean a damn thing to them.
Right.
Like their investors will get pissed, sure, but as far as that company is concerned, whatever.
It's dropping
Yeah.
the pot. Yeah.
When the Dreamcast launched,
Dropping the ocean.
when the Dreamcast launched, Sega had financial issues.
And see,
Because the Saturn was a bomb.
right, and see, that's the thing. Like John said, the Dreamcast came off a tail end of a lot of mistakes. The 32X, they had the CDX that really was
The
limited
Sega
supply and
Saturn.
didn't go anywhere. The Saturn,
The Saturn, that biggest fuck up was the fact that the 32X came out. Well, 32X got harmed because the Saturn was coming out. What was it, like a year later?
Yeah,
It's not even,
pretty
no,
much.
no.
And
Saturn
then-
actually, the funny thing with the Saturn, they actually announced, they launched it the day they announced it.
oh
Yeah,
no,
and
no,
that-
but
and
he's
that
talking
hurt
about
it
how
because-
the 32X add-on was released relatively like within it, like a year before the Saturn came
Yeah.
out. So
But then at
Actually, it's-
E3 of the same year the 32X came out, they announced the Saturn and said it was in stores that day. Which
yeah,
hurt
well, they
because
were at
nobody-
E3 and they said the Saturn. Here's the Saturn. It's available today. Go get it.
Yeah,
You know what's-
and
you know what's
nobody.
Hmm.
Not only are you gonna get people to just leave and go get it, but that's just not gonna happen. But
Right.
you're,
I did buy one for X-Men versus Street Fighter.
I never
Very
played
good
it.
port.
Honestly,
Oh,
I never played the Saturn.
Oh, it had some great games on it. It just and the thing is, it was really powerful when it came to doing 2D. But
By that time,
Sega didn't-
Classic games.
it was on the way to 3D.
well, yeah, and that's the thing. Sega didn't anticipate that. So
And can we all agree that the Dreamcast was actually really ahead of its time?
yeah,
I had a Dreamcast for the longest time. It was a great system.
it was.
Oh yeah, it's a fucking.
I used to play what was it, Unreal Tournament online all the time on that thing. Loved it.
I used to play fucking
Freaking,
House of the
Power,
Dead consistently,
was it
man.
Power Stone? I think
Yep,
the fighting game
yep.
was, and Plasma was it Plasma Sword?
Sword. Yeah.
Plasma Sword was a really fun
House of
game
the
to play.
Dead. House of the Dead with the
Yeah,
Duncom. That was
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
So if you were into sports games, I wasn't into sports games. If you were into sports games, and you fucking had Jet Set
the
Radio
2K games.
and
The
And-
2K
Well,
games.
Jet
game.
Set
Yeah.
Radio is barely a sports game, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It's more
Just say
urban
it.
tagging.
Then
Instead
even
of
then,
the
you
instant
have
fighting
you have
games.
probably like a lot of people will probably dispute this, but you had probably two of the best Sonic games ever made.
Yeah.
with
They were
Adventures
good.
and Adventures 2.
They were good
Yeah,
when
I
they
just
came
heard
out.
somebody just like hiss at that, but I'm gonna be honest. Like
John.
coming from
Let's.
Mhm.
I
going
want to hear
up,
what he has to say about
like
it.
don't get me wrong, Sonic the
They
Hedgehog
were
2 still
okay.
goes down as my
When I
favorite.
played when I played 2 on the GameCube, it was okay.
Yeah,
And
see,
it's
like
solid.
Now
that's one
see-
of the things where like, what was the last one before that? It was 3D or Sonic 3D, right?
Sonic 3D Blast. No.
Yeah.
But
Sonic,
they did a compilation that was Sonic Jam for the Saturn, and the hub world where you picked your games was all 3D. So that was kind of their first foray into a 3D Sonic.
Yeah,
But then
no,
they
that
did
was that
Adventures.
itself was actually an alpha of a game that didn't get released. That's
Sonic
Then they did
Extreme or
Adventures,
something
and
like that.
Adventures was fucking like great.
Yeah. Well, see, that was the game that actually sold me on my Dreamcast because I worked at this local mom and pop video game store in Longmont, and you know the guy who ran the place imported a Dreamcast, to get people hyped up on it, and you know it was one of those things where I could, as long as my work was done, I could sit and play video games, and I sat, and even though I had no idea what I was doing, I actually beat Sonic Adventure before it came out, and still went out and bought a Dreamcast just for that game. Like I was like, fuck, this is awesome. But I've tried to go back and play it now, and it just doesn't hold up
It
as
didn't
well.
Hold up. No.
Yeah.
It's one of the things where I got Adventures 2 whenever it came to Xbox Live, and it just, like you said, doesn't hold up.
Yeah. See, yeah, and I bought the Sonic Adventure DX for the PS3, and yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, you got to have the nostalgia glasses on when you play that game, for sure.
Yeah.
But
It's
at
not
the
like,
time,
it's
it
not
was
like
excellent.
Banjo or Banjo Tooie where you can throw that game out at any time and it still feels good to play.
Hell, even Mario 64 is still, I mean,
Still held up
graphically.
pretty well.
Yeah,
graphically
graphically, it's
not
a mess.
so much. Yeah, but as far as holding on to the fun and everything, it's still
Yeah.
great. The
Yeah.
biggest fight you'll have with Adventures would be the camera.
Yeah, and the weird. See, that game started the legacy issues that have kind of carried on even through modern Sonic games, which is where you're going so fucking fast, the camera doesn't know what to do, and you're probably going to glitch through something,
Yeah, or you're gonna just fuck something
Gotta
up.
go
and not
glitch.
really do it.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
probably the last good Sonic game would have been Colors.
Yeah, and see,
I've
even
heard good
that
things
had
about that
some of those problems, though. Like, I played that on the, that's the Wii version, right?
Yeah.
The one with the little wisps that give you powers. Yeah, even that game has those legacy issues in it. And so did Sonic Generations.
See, I know the
Modern
problem.
Sonic
I know the
levels.
problem, dude. None of these new consoles have blast processing.
Yeah, right. Neither did the Genesis.
And they didn't even have foresight, dude. They couldn't move the camera a little bit further ahead, so I'm not running headlong into spikes. Thanks, Sega.
Well, see, and I think Sega. See, I think Sonic isn't one of those games that really belongs in free roaming 3D. I'm just gonna put that out there. He's at its best when it's 2D and
you're
you've got
right.
more control.
As much as I would love to have a really good Sonic free world game, you're right. The purpose of Sonic, of him moving that fast, it's really
Right.
hard to do in a 3D environment.
It is, and that's the
You
thing. I
don't
think
have iconic enemies like you did with Mario, the Goomba and the Troopas and everything. You don't have that with Sonic.
right. Just
You know what I want?
You had the worst
I
spinning
want to do
crap.
Sonic Spinball.
Sonic Spinball was awesome.
Oh,
dude,
we're
true
gonna
story.
go on to the next topic.
Hey, before we do, can I mention something?
Go
I
ahead.
wanted to
Hold
tell
on,
John-
real fast. Before
What?
you move on and do all your thing, I'm going to go use the restroom. Go ahead and carry the show for a minute.
Oh yeah, go take a leak. Hey, Josh, do you remember the Sega Channel?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that was one of those things. Like, I got it from my cable company, like, maybe 3 weeks before they discontinued it. And Sonic, yeah, and Sonic Spinball was the first game I played on it.
Oh, nice.
And they also had Mega Man: The Wily Wars, because that's a game that only came out on cartridge, overseas in Europe, I believe. And but they had it up on the service, and you could play through the first 3 Mega Man games, and it was awesome. Fucking loved that service.
It reminded me of, I forget the name of it, but my freaking more richer freaking friend had it. It's like a portal type of shit, but it was, think of something like a Game Genie for the cartridges, like that type of cartridge, but it was actually a modem.
The
and,
X-Band.
Yes! That's
Yeah.
it!
Yeah.
Fucking, I'd go over there and we play fucking Mortal Kombat and shit with people online. Oh god, that was so hype.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that thing. It was a big, bulky cartridge that you sat your game on top of, and it had a little modem port or a little phone jack, and you jacked it into your. It was kind of cool. I never got to use it myself, but I remember the ads everywhere.
Oh, if I didn't have the friggin' rich friend, and I wouldn't
Yeah,
have seen it either.
Oh, I remember going over to a friend's house, man, and he had one of those old Super Nintendo copiers that literally you had to put like 17 floppy disks in and fucking.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But I mean, he was showing me games that hadn't even come out in America and shit, and I'm like, you son of a bitch. And now you can go on fucking Retro USB and buy a cart for $135, and it'll do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, man, those were the days, man. I had a friend who, his tagline, dude, he wanted to be a game developer, right? And his vision for a game was a Final Fantasy type game with Myst-like graphics. And when Final Fantasy VII came out, he shat himself. Because it was always one of those things, yeah, man, I'm going to make a game, it's a Final Fantasy type role-playing game with Myst-like graphics. Myst-like pre-rendered graphics, and then fucking Final Fantasy VII came out.
Sons of a bitches.
Yeah. This is a dude who worked 3 jobs to buy a 3DO.
Damn,
he
that's
was-
dedication for fucking, like, man, it's so sad that it totally wasn't worth it.
Oh, I know. You know what, man? But there were some weird scrolling issues, in the port of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But that aside, it was a very arcade faithful version, and that was like the one game that I played on that thing that I think Burn Cycle was okay. It was one of those FMV type games, But yeah, Street Fighter was cool. But aside from that, it was like, and Gex. I think Gex was on it as well.
It's like, damn, you should have just gotten a friggin' God damn it, what's the SNK machine?
Oh, the Neo Geo.
Yeah, Neo Geo.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
totally worth.
Oh yeah, I had a friend who had one of those too, man. He was one of those rich kids, and it was like, you son of a bitch. That was my coveted thing. Like, I found one at this place called Bookman's in Tucson, and they were selling it with a few games. I didn't pick it up because collecting for that system is really difficult and really costly. Like the games I would have wanted for it, like the Metal Slug games and whatnot, were just really difficult to find. Yeah. So I missed my opportunity to own one, but oh man. Yeah. All right, do you guys want to move on to another topic?
Yes.
All right, you guys take a look at the list and pick one out. Do you have the list, John?
I could go with the Mortal Kombat X Predator DLC. Plus, isn't there
Yeah.
Jason and shit?
Yeah, because I know John's.
Oh
a
yeah, the
big fan
Combat
of the Mortal
Pack.
Kombat.
That's it. The Combat Pack DLC.
Right. Okay. John, you want to kick that off?
What's I supposed to say?
Well, I don't know. Do you have the list up? Did you look at the link?
Okay, let's see.
Because you're.
Combat X Combat Pack. The Combat Pack grants early access to 4 new playable characters and skin packs. Last your opponents as a heroic on Jason Voorhees, or play as Predator, the Ultimate Hunter. 2 classic Mortal Kombat characters complete the offer. Each playable character comes with a themed skin pack, including 3 new skins from select characters. Also includes a Samurai pack available on April 14th, 2015.
What do you think? What are your opinions
As
as a
day
fan?
1 DLC, what do you think about that as a Mortal Kombat fan?
Well, it's funny.
It's $30 separately if you don't get the collector's edition.
Yeah, I mean, going back to day 1 DLC, it's funny because I can't remember if there's this video that Total Biscuit made called was it I Will Not Talk About DLC for like 18 minutes or something, where he says like using like this stuff exists because I just need something to do while the game's being finished coding or something.
Well, yeah, that can be the case sometimes. Like they've got a deadline, and that was shit they couldn't fit in the game by a deadline. But it's hard not to see it and go, you know what? The game isn't even out yet, and you have announced, DLC.
A $30 deal.
Right.
Purchased separately for $30. It'll come with 4 new playable characters, 2 being the Predator and Jason and skin packs. But
And see,
fucking $30 for day 1 DLC.
right, half the price of the game. You know,
Just annoying.
for 4 characters.
Just annoying. So like, I think with the last games like Injustice and in K9, it was actually $20. And it was just the characters. Like if I could just get like a pass that does that, it would be fine. Because I don't really give a shit about the skins.
Right.
I've been out of the console kind of DLC characters. Like, how does that price compare to other fighting games?
Shit, I don't know. I'm not a big DLC guy myself.
So I
How
think
about
like
you,
on
Ken?
Dead or Alive 5, 'cause I got the Dead or Alive 5 whatever Ultimate Pack, and there's the last round characters, and I think it was something between $15 and $20 for all of the last round characters, which was I think 5 characters and all their costumes.
Hmm. Yeah. I think if this is $5 cheaper, that's the problem with it.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
say-
sell it for. I mean, when you're selling 4 characters and a few costumes for half the price of the base game, I think that's where I take issue. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, and they announced Tanya as one of the last 2 characters. Tanya was a character
Tanya?
from Mortal Kombat 4. Yeah.
Well, that's going to be one of the DLC characters.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Well,
And also, it's funny because during this like DLC announcement, I think they announced this early because it got leaked. They weren't planning to do. So they announced
It
it
was like
early.
Predator and Jason, and it was something like they this could have been like kept for Halloween or something, and like they could have had some pre-holiday hype for Christmas
see-
holiday hype.
I kind of wished they'd bring back Freddy, and then you could do Freddy versus Jason. You know.
Well, they're both owned by Warner Brothers, so
Yeah. Right.
It could happen. Hey, maybe that'll be the
Wait,
third
does-
unrevealed character or the fourth
does
unrevealed
Warner-
character.
Does Warner Brothers own New Line Cinema?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Then why not do it?
it's
Do
funny
it.
because there was one time when they recently owned Blade.
Blade. Oh yeah. Right. They had the rights.
Yeah.
And I think that's reverted back to Marvel.
Until
since.
Blade 3 happened.
Right. Right.
What's sad about Blade 3? That's the only one of those films with the Marvel logo,
Oh yeah.
like the little flipping comic Marvel logo intro.
Right. And that was the one that had Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel.
Yeah, now Jessica Biel was a good part of that movie.
Right.
And
Ryan.
you watch it, that's for sure.
Right. I actually haven't seen it in the entire way through. I do recognize the characters that they play. Like Ryan Reynolds' character was he Hannibal or something like that? He was a werewolf or something in the comics. I don't know. I don't know. I never
Just wait.
really.
Wasn't there rumors of Spawn?
Yeah.
Like, because actually, like, they told with, like, there was an interview with Todd McFarlane, and he was saying that Spawn was going to be in the game.
Huh.
Or so, or like, they had the rights to use it, maybe.
Well, wasn't he a fighter in the Xbox version of Soul Calibur 2?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Oh man.
What's something cool about one of these skins packs is that, for Jax, because he's announced now because he got announced in this pack, then actually, like, it's like the real first announcement of Jax, actually.
Mhm.
There's actually going to be a skin where you change Jax to Carl Weathers, which is with the, there's one of the black dudes in Predator, the one with, like, the cap on, that gets his arm shot off.
Huh.
You remember that?
Yeah. I think so. Wait. I'm sorry. I got distracted by something shiny. I'm just wondering, did Rye fall asleep on the crapper? Did he forget he's doing a show like Ralph? Did he pull a Ralph? Oh, man.
Where could our juggler be?
The good Lord took him away from me. Oh, yeah. But no, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering. Are we on life support now? Yeah. Well, that's been the weekly
resuscitated. We've been resuscitated.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit! What does that sound mean? That can't be good.
Call for the nurse.
Oh, is he back?
No more fun.
All right.
Back to show.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just talking about the Mortal Kombat DLC, and
The fact that it was leaked,
Well, no, just the fact that it exists.
The fact that it's a day one DLC for $30, which is half the price of the game, for 4 characters and their skins, half the price of the game, half the price of the game.
Looks like it's going to be like isolated characters in this game anyway. Like,
What's that?
Looks like it's going to be an isolated characters in this game anyway.
Yeah.
Like 30. Because there's also rumors that Cyborg's going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this tweet that Ed Boomer saying, Mortal Kombat going gold? And then he showed an image of Mortal Kombat Gold, which, if you don't know what it is, it's like a Dreamcast port.
The Dreamcast port of Mortal Kombat 4.
That includes Cyrax.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, the only way I think it'll be worth $30 is if that 4th unannounced character is Freddy. All 4 of them are? Okay.
Yeah, all 4 are announced.
Fuck them. Not worth it. Get it on sale.
Yeah. Or just wait until the inevitable Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, right.
What it really stems down to, the new characters, but all this whole thing stems down to is Jason Voorhees and Predator worth $30?
No.
Jason Voorhees is worth $30 to me, so y'all get it.
It would only be $30 if it had Freddy in there with him.
Yeah.
Now, Jason Voorhees is my serious slasher from the fucking 80s and 90s, so.
I'm going to end up having to get the game to review it, so, you know.
I was going to say, you could just buy the Jason separately. It's only going to be like $5.
True. That's the thing. If you want to, they should do an a la carte kind of thing. Let you pick, what you want and sell it to you cheaper.
Isn't that what Killer Instinct did?
Are they going to do the same thing with Predator, though?
I think you had to buy each season.
Yeah,
which came with characters.
It was
no. You could buy the characters you wanted, but you had to wait for them to become the active character, which is like every month they trade the active character out. So if you wanted Jago and you missed his month, you're waiting.
Right. So yeah, your only other option to get that character before he came around in rotation again was to buy the season pack with whatever characters was, which is like yeah. I don't know. I kind of like it. It looks cool. I'll wait until it's feature complete and buy it then. But I'm kind of liking what they're doing with it. Looks fun.
Did you watch the recent stream?
I haven't seen. They had one. Oh, shit. I saw one a couple months ago.
It was like cut clear to showing all the new fatalities.
Oh, are you talking about Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Melina's fatality looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the what's his name? The new one. Hold on. The one that has like the spear with spikes on it.
Oh yeah, Takeda or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been reading the comic? It's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
I like that added little thing that they keep doing with them too, because it was Injustice also.
Yeah, and if you'll notice during the gameplay, you can interact with background elements just like you could in Injustice.
I like there's a feature. I like when you start a fight, the dialogue actually changes with different characters. Like they also, it's not like just like one piece of dialogue with every character intro. Like they actually have like a conversation.
Yeah, they were showing.
Just to kick you in the nuts a little bit. Freddy versus Jason, who won?
Jason.
Neither.
No, Jason won.
Well, technically, yeah, but Freddy was still alive.
Freddy was ahead. What is he gonna do? Bite his ankles? He's a fucking head.
He winked. He can wink.
The original ending was so much better. Do you know what's gonna happen?
Well,
The original
right now, winking at Jason is not even gonna make him uncomfortable.
No, it won't, because he's totally into dudes. Oh wait, you're talking about the character. Sorry, I thought you were talking about our buddy.
Ow.
No, he totally is. He's bi. No. Anyway, but yeah, that Dakota guy.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Yeah, the original planning for that film was like the ending where they're both gonna go to hell, and they're actually gonna meet Pinhead.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
I'd like to see that. The Cenobites from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome, man.
This would be like a quick cameo at the end.
Return to the old slasher films, like bring them back. But
Yeah, because now it's all like, what is it, like
Everything's about
Gore
dragging
porn,
somebody to
like-
hell or fucking.
I liked Drag Me to Hell because it was like a return to form for Raimi. It was totally like an Evil Dead without Ash, you know, in the sense that it was like
I'm saying
wacky
that
and over the
it's
top.
either that or it's
Ooh.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. Or it's Saw.
Yeah,
Well, so has
Saw and
Let's say-
Hostel. That same kind of gore porn shit.
Right.
anyone seen
Or
the last
Final
Evil
Destination.
Dead?
What's that?
Have you anyone seen the Evil Dead remake?
Oh yeah.
Actually,
I liked
there's
it.
rumored that it's not technically a remake. That it's that they were going to do a sequel of that one with
Well, they were going to do a sequel to that one, then they were going to do a sequel to Army of Darkness, and then the next movie was going to be both of those together.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So
wouldn't
they
mind a
could have
straight up
just called
sequel
that
to
Evil
Army of
Dead 3.
Darkness.
Right. I liked it. I liked Evil Dead, the remake.
I still need to watch that one.
And it wasn't a reboot because you see Ash's car still sitting out in front of the cabin, like his old
Yes,
car.
and they
still
could have
out
called
there.
that Evil Dead. They could have called it Evil Dead 3 because 2 is a remake as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But this one,
I think to think of it more as like a rebirth than anything else.
or a reimagining. Yeah. But see, what it was is, you know, they're kind of creating this lore where the Necronomicon, you know, every so often calls, you know, some kind of like attracts people to the cabin in an attempt to like, you know, gain the sacrifices it needs to bring that ultimate evil up from hell or whatever. I thought that was kind of a nifty addition to the lore, you know. Well, it's never really outright stated, but that was kind of like what people started speculating, you know, due to the fact that, like, because the original ending, as it was written in the script, was going to be where Mia is running off, you know, she's walking away from the aftermath of everything and, you know, clutching her, you know, torn up hand and everything. And, you know, she passes out and then a truck pulls up and a guy gets out and puts her in the back of the truck. And then he gets back in and it's Ash. And he's got his trusty shotgun there. So, you know, like he picked her up to keep an eye on her and shit. And so that was the original. But then they put a little stinger at the end of the movie where it was just Ash turning to the camera and saying groovy. Added nothing to the fucking movie. It's just groovy, you know, fucking groovy. But
Well, that's why a lot of people look at Evil Dead as more of a horror comedy, just because
right. Yeah.
it just made you laugh.
Hell yeah. Like Evil Dead 2 I thought was genius, man. Like some of the slapstick comedy in there, you know.
And Army of Darkness just they just embraced.
Yeah, they
they
did.
embraced it full tilt. It was great.
Now I'm wondering.
Originally, it wasn't intended to be that either.
Right. And I'm wondering though, with the Evil Dead, you know, Ash versus Evil Dead TV show they're doing, I'm wondering what direction they're going to go. Are they going to go more camp, or, you know, kind of bring it back to the, you know, horror roots of the first and kind of second one? But yeah, I don't know. I'm eager to see it. It's supposed to hit this year, I guess. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing that one.
Yeah, huge fan, man. Huge fan.
All right, let's hop on to another topic.
Yeah.
I'll pick one this time. Let's do Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Surprising absolutely no one.
Yep. They talked about this last year whenever Titanfall 1 was announced, that Titanfall 2 will be for PS4, PC, and Xbox One. And, of course, it was confirmed, what was it, like 2-3 weeks ago, something like that? It was
Yeah,
confirmed
EA
that will
sent
be,
something.
in fact, for PS4.
So the question is, what do you want in a sequel?
An actual story mode would be nice. It's
Alright.
like, don't get me wrong, alright? I liked what it was, but I didn't like the fact that there was no, like, why are these two factions fighting?
I would have just seen something like Brink, where it actually had like a told story through the multiplayer, instead of just having like a chat box in like the bottom right corner.
Well, it kind of did that.
Well,
But
not
it
really.
didn't do it well. Like, I wouldn't mind having a legitimate story. Like, this is why we don't like them.
Mhm.
This is what they did.
Is somebody's iPhone charging?
Having not actually played Titanfall, and just going off what I've seen and read, the only thing I would really want from a sequel to kind of attract me to actually play it would be bigger battles.
Yeah, I
It
think
seemed like the
bigger
battles
matches.
might like if you take out the kind of NPC kind of characters, just how many of those bots can be down.
You're talking about how if you were to take out the NPCs and replace them with player-controlled characters?
Oh no, not like take out the NPCs or anything. 'Cause that seemed like a good concept for the game, but just have the ability to have more bots, more people, expand the battles out to like
Alright.
16v16 and shit like that, or
Alright, so
Push it
you're
to how
saying
far you can handle with 32v32.
Player characters versus each other, and then have the bots on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, I could dig that.
Just you make the battles bigger, better, have more people in it.
Actually live up to the whole 64 players online type of potential.
Yeah,
Or
sure.
6v6.
What's that?
That's what it was. That's what Titanfall 1 was.
Right. But just open that up a little more.
Mm.
Is that what you're just saying, Josh? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see. I don't play this type of game, so I have no context. Which isn't to say I don't like them. I'm just not good enough at them to really want to
See,
spend money.
Titanfall is not really a game that you play because you're good at first-person shooters. It's a game because it's fun.
Is it fun?
Oh yeah, like it'd be one of them games.
Yeah, from everything I've heard, it's actually it's a good game.
Whenever I first got it, I intended, like everybody else, it's going to be the COD killer. It's going to take Call of Duty off its high horse, and it's going to be that next-gen shooter we all want. Sadly, it wasn't competitive enough. People like you could try to be competitive at it, sure. It just didn't really have that edge over Call of Duty.
Gotcha.
It's one of the things where like you could be playing it and you could have like fucking 2 kills and 8 deaths, and you're just running around wall jumping, having a good old time, calling your Titan. You're just having a blast playing it.
Right. And Titanfall was the one by the Infinity Ward folks, was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Respawn.
Right. And I guess I'm kind of surprised because like I did Titanfall do really well or
It did
I think
decent, but
it did well enough to get a
yeah.
sequel.
Right.
The multiplayer community didn't stick around. Once the Advanced Warfare came out, they moved on.
Gotcha. And that's the thing. I mean, with Call of Duty having such a huge fan base, I would have thought that would have followed them over to Titanfall.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's still a community there that if you
Sure.
get out and play it, there's still people playing it, but it's not like it was prior.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll see if Titanfall, and this is an unrealistic expectation, and we'll never see it. But it'd be nice if you could do cross-platform play. We'll never see anything like that. Yeah, we'll see. Well, see, it
Do you need
happens
it?
on a rare basis, in the sense that like you can play Street Fighter 5. You'll be able to play that against PC owners on the PS4.
The opportunity for that would have been Destiny.
Yeah.
But Bungie said outright that they didn't want to do it because you have 2 different.
Yeah.
With the controllers alone, right? It takes like people would blame so much on the controller and the hardware.
Well,
that
yeah.
they would on like how the game ran on whatever console. Because
Basically.
it's one of the things where there's already some sort of latency in between, where this player is on my screen and where I'm on his screen.
Right.
And now you do that to a cross-platform thing, even though they're using very similar architecture this generation, there's still going to be that latency, and who's to say that's not going to be worse because they're using totally different networks.
Right. And you've got and that's the thing. You got two. I was thinking technologically, you've got different, like you said, different architecture, but they kind of account for that on the PC side of things. Like, I can play online with you guys on my shitty-ass computer.
Yeah, it's not. That's not even like an issue as long as the network stack on each platform is okay. Then you're not going to have much of an issue.
See, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it didn't
crossplay.
seem really right to me because I'm not technologically minded at all, but I just figured if they can get different configurations of computers talking to each other online, then
We'll mention the I actually know a little bit about this. Like if you go and look at the Dreamcast itself, like it had fucking the Windows CE stuff in it. It had a Windows network stack in it, and you had Windows you had a Windows style crossplay where you even had you could play Quake 3 on a Dreamcast against PC people.
Nice.
Generally, crossplay between console and PC hasn't been done because, and you can find the the market studies that they tried to do this, and they just saw we couldn't do it because PCs have a superior advantage with the mouse and keyboard controls over
Gotcha.
most console players. With
So
the
it's-
control.
It was more an
And-
interface concern.
Yeah, and you're not going to have much cross-play between Xbox, between Xbox and PlayStation, because why? They're just not going to work together like that. They're
And-
on a company level. They're not going
And
to work together.
right, I was gonna say, wouldn't you say that the biggest obstacle to that is like, Microsoft's gonna want you to buy the game on their console, and Sony's gonna want you to buy it on theirs.
Yeah,
And
they're not going
if
to
you
get
buy it on. What's that?
They're just not going to. Yeah, and they're just not going to work together on that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas here we are going to have cross-play on, say, like Street Fighter V when it comes out, because Sony has that vested interest now in Street Fighter V on
Right.
PlayStation 4, and figure, hey, might as well give them an extra punch by releasing it on PC, and fuck you, Xbox.
Right.
Well, I
And,
don't see well, I was gonna say they don't see the PC as a competitor.
Well, whenever a lot of people will give like, oh well, PC is different than Microsoft. Like, not really. Microsoft has to pander to that crowd as well. Like, they have everyone using their OS. If they're not pandering to that crowd, the people are gonna fucking try any way they can to drop their OS and move on.
Well, isn't Steam having their own operating system now?
Yeah, but it's run by Linux.
Talking about Linux. Why are we talking about Linux?
Steam own OS is a Linux operating system.
Yep,
It's just branded with Steam.
Yeah, it's just another another friggin' fork. It's another distro. It's a distro geared towards gaming.
Ooh, I've got an article that I know Josh has got some opinions on.
I'm talking about the one you just highlighted in red.
Yep. Are we?
Well, not yet. We're done with that. We'll get to that.
I didn't highlight anything in red. I don't even have the document list open because I opened all the articles and tabs.
I was talking about Daryl. We'll get onto that though in a bit.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just really curious as to what Josh has to say, but I can wait.
Alright, good.
I wonder which one that
I'm
is.
not in a hurry.
Let's move on to
The size of my balls. The gigantic.
Oh yeah,
Extremely small.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Hey Marco.
we're gonna
Marco's
talk-
watching.
Yeah, I made sure I called him from Twitter.
Nice.
Oh, we're calling you out, Marco.
You told him this time. Don't miss this show, man.
No, I literally he commented to Oliver Campbell's comment, and I see it. I was like, "Hey, you watching tonight?"
Nice. Well, hey, Marco, we do appreciate you watching, man. Even though this show has been utterly fucking horrible. No, I'm kidding. It's been great, and we appreciate you watching.
It's good. It's good. It's all good.
You know, it's seriously. No. Yeah, no, we're doing good. No, not me though. I'm an edgelord. I hate you all. I don't even know what that means. Can somebody explain that to me?
Somebody's so fucking like edgy and black and dark. They're so fucking edgy. They're pushing the edge.
Don't be racist, man. You're so black, man. You're an edgelord.
But this
You
next
fuck-
topic is something I just kind of want to touch on real fast. It's
He's like, let's move beyond the racism.
but it's another
go
one
ahead.
touch on real fast, so it'll be a quick
Sure.
one. Harmonix has taken requests for Rock Band 4 songs.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was just kind of curious as to what you guys would be interested in hearing.
Honestly, most of the
Rock
songs,
Band.
that I'd asked for have already been in previous rock bands. My understanding is they're trying to work on bringing that stuff back, be it like letting you re-download your content
Well, they
or
said
import
that
it.
when they announced the game, you can use all your previous DLC.
Right.
Wonderful.
So most of the stuff that I'd already want is already out there. So
Do they have
I don't
the?
know- I didn't pay that much attention towards the end because I don't know what all they added to the store.
there's hundreds of songs, dude. I mean,
I'm
it's
Thousands.
huge.
saying, like,
Yeah.
I personally, if I could make requests, I would say like Mushroomhead songs, Disturbed songs, like some pretty heavy shit compared to what
Slipknot?
they put on there. Slipknot, yes, like fucking some pretty heavy shit compared to what they had on there.
Do they have the soundtrack to Transformers 1986?
You've got the touch. I know that is on Guitar Hero, actually.
And me and my buddy and I
Get
were
rid of me,
talking about
stupid.
this. They have to end the game with the encore
Yeah.
of
Did
Through Fire and Flame.
it
If
Of
they
which
don't
one?
have Through Fire and Flame. If they don't have Through Fire and Flame, they just fucked up.
Yeah. But wasn't that more a Guitar Hero thing?
Rock Band started doing it too. but it
No, I
was
mean that
definitely
particular
started
song.
on-
What didn't that? Wasn't that a Guitar Hero staple?
It was, yes. But
Yeah.
then Rock Band did make it a DLC thing.
Oh, did they? Nice.
They have
Rock Band
Kickstart My
tends to-
Heart and Rock Band.
What's that?
They have Kickstart My Heart and Rock Band.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's,
Shit.
Yeah, I don't really play Rock Band games.
Oh, I loved it, man.
Do
I was
they,
huge
do they
on
have
it.
Queens of the Stone Age on
Oh,
the fucking
yeah.
Rock Band stuff? Because
Oh, yeah.
I would just pick that.
Basically, if it's a popular artist, you know, that's on the guitar, then yeah, you'll see it in the game,
I actually wouldn't mind hearing some Five Finger Death Punch in there too. That'd be cool.
right? Well, I want to see. I want to see. Well,
Do
no,
they
it's
have Black Mages?
Some Breaking Benjamin. Some
I
Alex from
want-
Alexandria.
I'm trying to think of a really shitty band.
That's not asking Alexandria. There you go.
I've never heard of them. Never heard of them.
No.
Is there any Wham? Can you get Wham?
The Police. I'm pretty sure they're in
Don't
there.
mock the police.
Huh?
Hey, don't mock the police.
Well, you know what? They already did a whole.
I'll be
game of
watching
shitty
you if you
songs.
keep mocking the police. I'll be watching you.
Hey,
I'll
they
be
already
watching
did a
you
whole
and I'll
game
send a
of shitty
message in a
songs
bottle.
with shitty- But
What's
look,
up?
They already did a whole game of shitty songs by shitty artists. It's called the Beatles Rock Band.
Oh, you just opened that can of worms, motherfucker. The Beatles are sacrosanct.
No,
You
they're
don't
not.
fuck with the
I can't
Beatles.
stand them, dude. Like, anytime
Well,
a person puts Beatles
yeah,
on
but
around me,
see-
I'm like, no.
But see, you're still trying to figure out how magnets work, motherfucker. Like, oh shit.
Didn't
Yeah,
Didn't Green Day have their own rock band?
yeah, I think they did. No,
Yeah,
I
they
think,
They did.
yeah.
Wait. Did
Was
it ever come out? I know it was like rumored to come out, but I don't
No.
No, it's out. I think it's out. Wait, hold on.
Hold on, Green Day Rock Band. Yeah, it came out in 2010.
Oh, so that was when the market was already oversaturated. All right.
Pretty much, yeah. Beatles Rock Band did suck. It was skewed easier than the typical rock band, which is already
Well,
kind of easy in and of
I was
itself.
gonna say like Beatles in like a Beatles in fucking Dragon Force. Like
Right. Hey, yeah, you know, I can't really think of anything. I mean, bring in some, you know, tons of fucking 80s hair metal and I'm cool. You know, just,
You want to hear
Fucking-
Poison?
yeah, shit, why not, man? Why not? I'm good with that.
I
Fucking
wouldn't
throw
mind
some
hearing
Def
some
Leppard in there.
100% more White Snake.
Old school,
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't mind hearing some like fucking Chris Rock shit. That'd be cool. Or Kid Rock shit, my bad.
Chris Rock.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? You say his jokes as you strum to the guitar. That hell yeah, man.
Yeah, he's just strumming one chord on the guitar the entire time.
If you fuck up, he totally loses the punchline and forgets what he's saying.
Yeah.
do they have Wasp?
What's that?
Mm,
Do they have
I
Wasp?
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. You know what? I think Wikipedia has a list of all the rock band list of rock band tracks. Yeah, here we go. But I think here, well, shit. It's split up into a bunch of different lists. Like there's a list of the downloadable songs, and then there's a list of the songs that are that are standard in each individual game. So, what were you looking for?
Wasp.
Wasp?
Specifically the Headless Children album.
Let's see. Nope. It's not finding it. So, probably not, man. Red Hot Chicken Peckers.
Oh,
No
so
doubt.
didn't they add Cartman singing Bad Romance in the game?
Yeah, they did. They had what was it? Poker Face.
Yeah.
Poker face.
Yeah, and it was the changed lines where he says, "We don't give a fuck about Wilson, go and hug a tree."
All right. They had AC/DC live. They had classic rock track pack, country track pack, metal track pack, and country track pack 2. Let's see what's in country or crunchy cock. Classic rock. George Thorogood. That's good. Bad to the Bone.
Oh yeah.
But that's the only one.
How about the
Whatever
metal
happened?
pack?
You know, my favorite George Thorogood song is that one that's like fucking 20 minutes long.
Freebird? Oh wait, that's Skinner.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Freebird, man. That
Everyone
fucking
who
song
played
gets
that
me
game-
every time.
Everybody who played that game hates Freebird though.
Well, yeah, it was the fucking encore song in like Guitar Hero 4. I don't know.
Is
But
there
yeah.
any no effects in Rock Band?
What's that?
Any no effects?
No, but there is some One Direction.
They have Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria.
They do have a pretty good selection of songs in here, and so honestly, I mean, I'm looking at this list, and everything I'd want is already in there. So
Well, can you link me the list of what you're looking at?
I can give you the link. Sure. Let me
They got any mushroom head. That's all I care about.
let me throw you the link here. You'll have to poke around because, like I said, it splits off into several different articles, and this one is only for the DLC. So, but are we done with that topic now?
Yeah, go ahead and pick one.
All right. Well, no.
Oh,
Josh.
wait, you wanna hold on? Is there anything else? Because we still have an hour and a half, and I know that last topic's gonna drag because we're all
Well-
opinions. So.
We can talk about Star Wars Battlefront if you'd like.
All right, we can do that.
I'm glad to see this IP return.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Did I hear? What the fuck did I just hear? Somebody
came-
was like, oh, like it was
oh,
like,
that was Josh. I'm pretty sure.
oh,
No, it wasn't me.
Maybe not.
hey, what happened to our partner in crime here?
Liquid.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
did he
go
go?
watch the show.
I've been right here.
Oh, he's here. Okay, I thought he left.
Yeah,
No, I've been here.
he just has nothing to add, and I'm still talking about him like he's not here.
Yeah, no motion head.
No,
so
no, you guys are just getting heated, and I don't wanna, fucking derail anybody.
Hey, man, you know what? Shut up, dude. No.
Exactly.
No, jump in, man. I think we've put that the worst of that
Jump
behind
in the
us.
pool. The water's great, man.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't pee in it too much.
I thought that's why it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, man. Jump in. Got any opinions on Star Wars Battlefront?
I'm so glad that series is coming back.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
It's
The-
hard
the
to have an
main thing I-
opinion when the only thing you know is the fucking artwork.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Well, no.
That's kind of the gem about this.
Not necessarily asking for your opinions about the game yet, but just like, I mean, is it something you're interested in seeing happen, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've been Battlefront fan ever since
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
one, so I will be looking into it.
Sure, sure.
I want to point out that this is actually an article saying that we'll see the first game
Yeah, I know, right?
next year. Or not
No,
year,
next month.
Next month.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, next month, and they're actually timing. There's an article saying that they're looking to release it at the end of this year, which is when they're releasing Episode 7. So
Yeah, they're trying to
Oh.
tie it in with the
you know, a
movie.
little bit of timing there.
Yeah, yeah. A little bit of synergy, brand synergy,
A little market time.
cross promotion.
Yes, exactly.
So and if they end up rushing it like it needs work still by that time, I am kind of worried that they might try to rush the release, whether it's ready or not, just as
Right.
time.
They
Let
would
it
be-
come out without servers being. fine.
They would be retarded to rush the release with everything that's been going on with Gamergate.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but with Star Wars in general, like this with Battlefront in general. Sorry, people have been waiting for this for so fucking long. Like they know people are hyped for this game since fucking E3.
Right, right. And yeah, that was one of those announcements that kind of blindsided everybody. I mean,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
like we're all watching it. You just see a white screen and then one red laser shoots past, and everybody was just like, "No way."
yeah. I mean, that was one of those franchises that was really beloved, and then just kind of,
Disappeared.
yeah. So,
Was there a pandemic that made that?
yeah,
It was pandemic.
I believe so.
see,
Yeah.
They disappeared after Mercenaries 2, so that kind of
No,
explains what happened there.
When they left off, they got shut down after the Saboteur.
Was the Saboteur?
Right.
I thought
Yeah.
Mercenaries 2 did it.
And I
No,
did
yeah,
no
yeah.
Mercenaries
Yeah.
2 didn't help.
Isn't it like
I loved the first Mercenaries.
Isn't it like this Lord of the Rings game that's kind of play like
you gotta
Battlefront?
say one thing about Mercenaries 2, and I'll find it just so you remember.
Sure.
It had an
Oh,
amazing
no.
song for the commercial.
Oh no.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
see, John already knows.
Speaking of fucking awesome songs, no, I'm playing Saints Row 4, right, and I'm fucking flying through the ship, and it's playing that song from, I don't know, it was
Oh,
popularized on
the SNL
SNL.
song.
Yeah.
What
Which
is
song?
Love, baby,
Oh.
don't hurt me.
This is my jam.
And I'm like, what the fuck? This is inappropriate. And I love it when you're climbing up the missile and you're taking the panels out and fucking
Plays
playing
fucking Aerosmith.
Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. Yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah, man.
Wait, did you beat the game?
I haven't yet.
Ah, damn.
Right now, I've actually got it on
Is
over
when
here.
the part where they play Stone Bush is brilliant.
Nice. I don't know how deep into it I am. I've got most of the abilities unlocked, but I haven't really done a whole lot of the missions, oddly enough. I mean, there's an exploit you can do where you can just run up a wall with your, get your stamina up and just keep jumping against the wall for, like, fucking experience points. So I've been doing that. And it's fun. Not. Grinding is never fun. Actually, have you guys ever played any games where you've been forced to grind and actually enjoyed it?
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
The occasional RPGs and
Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I'm actually like, I do not mind the grind in that game.
Final Fantasy 14.
And for me, it was Rogue Legacy. Like,
Marco, GTA San Andreas had the best songs. It really did.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best soundtrack out of every Grand Theft Auto game ever.
Now, see, I
Absolutely.
loved I loved Vice City.
Radio X alone had the best soundtrack of any GTA.
In Vice City, I really love the Love This song. Like an original band made for that game.
What's that? You cut out for a second there on my end.
The Love Fist songs,
Okay.
like they were a band that was made specifically for the game.
Nice. I'm sorry, I'm listening to this Mercenaries 2 song. It's fucking awesome. Oh no. All right, I'm going to listen to that after the show because it's kind of distracting.
I've gotten distracted by badassery.
Right. Hell yeah, man. It's my only brush with it, so I might as well enjoy it, right? All right.
You want to talk about? Let's touch on the Modern Warfare thing real fast.
Is that the petition to remake
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2?
The article says it's at 80,000. I just checked on it before the show. I'll check on it once again. It's at 175,000 supporters.
Wow.
Damn.
And their goal is to have 2,000 supporters or 200,000 supporters.
Wow, nice. So they are on
Shit,
track.
I guess. So I never played Modern Warfare 2, so I guess that was a good enough game to warrant this kind of fan reaction.
And this person's reasons for signing 14 days ago: best Call of game of all time. The new ones just don't provide the same gameplay.
Nice.
The thing about like the
I don't
earliest,
know that.
the thing about like the earliest Modern Warfare is like there's some issues. Even though I love those games, especially when they came out, I still had some like issues with them, specifically like perks and kill streaks. Like Livestream is like the stupidest fucking thing ever.
Well, see, I was that asshole that used Martyrdom.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck you. And also fucking, I think stopping house is a stupid idea as well. Like just having a perk that lets you do more damage. I think like breaks a bit of balance.
Yeah. At the same time, though, like that was Modern Warfare 2. As much love as I have for that game, that's really what made quickscoping a thing.
Yeah, it was.
Like that was whenever you seen quickscoping start to pop up like a motherfucker.
Oh god, there's this great fucking video I found years ago. I'm gonna try and find it.
But out of all the games, still got to stick with not Medal of Honor, but Modern Warfare 2 is still my favorite Call of Duty. Like,
Yeah, the best Call of Duty is a
Medal of Honor, yeah.
fucking Medal of Honor game.
Advanced
Oh, yeah.
Warfare.
We'll fight it.
But yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is without a doubt the best as far as I'm concerned. Black Ops was really good. It didn't run at everyone's everyone at that time was so used to 60 that because it didn't run at 60, people like bastardized it. But I enjoyed
Right. Oh, hey.
Which game didn't run at 60?
it. Black Ops.
Well, I didn't know what frame rate was back then.
It
So
was 30.
yeah, here's the video I was talking about.
Hey, Rye, Star Fox for the Wii U will be playable at E3.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I said it was going to come out before Zelda, which is going to come out this fall.
I
Yeah.
hope it does. I really want that game.
Yeah, that's gonna be so weird for me because I'm so like trying to stay on top of games this year and everything.
There's
When
so
I see
much.
Zelda U
Good
comes
luck with
out,
that.
they're like, yeah, fuck everything. Just
Yep. Yeah, you're done, son. Just but I'm looking at it, and this
You
it really
guys need to find the show. Look on Daryl's channel because I won't be doing it.
right. But no, I'm looking at it, and the footage we've seen so far really does suggest that they're bringing it back to Zelda 1 in a sense, where you've got this giant overworld, and you can just explore and tackle dungeons, as you
Guys.
come across them and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks fucking like it's going to be sweet, but I'm eager to
Guys.
see more. What's up?
Why do I need to play as a dude?
Huh? Oh, yeah, right? I know. Why can't but I was talking to somebody about that. They said, what would change if Zelda was a female? And I said, exactly. So why bother?
Well, hold on. If Zelda was a female,
Or Link was a female. God damn it, I did it, didn't I? I fucking did it, didn't I?
fell into the fucking meme, dude.
Hey, why can't Metroid crawl? But no, it's one of those things where it's like, if the argument is, that what would it change? Well, then that goes both ways. If it's not going to change anything, then making Link a female just to appease, a small group of people, an even smaller group of whom will actually buy it, just doesn't make sense.
That's called tokenism by definition.
Exactly. And if it happens organically, then I don't think anybody has a problem with it. But if it's the artist compromising their vision to pander to a group of people, most of which aren't going to buy the game anyway, that's the problem. So
I was gonna say, I don't know. Just saying, it could affect motion capture as well. But
that's true. I mean, you got to tote around those boobies. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. What's that? What's that, right?
Nothing. We're gonna move on.
Dude, I got to carry my chesticles around. Every time I go down the stairs, man, I feel like a fucking Baywatch babe. Boing, boing.
Gotta get a man's ear.
Yeah, exactly. A bro. It's called a bro, man.
Man's ear.
Bro!
Let's move on up to Xbox.
Is it getting too heated for you now, Liquid? Bro, man.
We got Xbox One hardware sales seeing 84% increase over the month of February. Now, pretty much this is like them saying, "Oh yeah, we did good," but they're doing.
We're not
this
going to tell you exactly
over
how good.
last month.
Hey,
So
well-
they're saying it. Okay, we could have sold 4 Xbox Ones last month, but this month we sold fucking 7. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, in PlayStation 4, it says right here in the article, PlayStation 4 did top the hardware sales charts for February.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. So it's like saying you're the smartest retard on the short bus.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, they would have been better off keeping their mouth shut, but it's one of them things where everyone's kind of waiting for their numbers that they have to say something, you know?
Here's the thing about the Xbox One. What exclusives have they got coming out in like the first 6 months of this year?
The first 6 months, nothing.
Yeah.
I do want to answer
With
Marco's question.
Sony,
real
all
quick.
they had is order, and that did not deliver.
Well, they
Yeah.
got Bloodborne
Huh?
coming
Yeah,
out next.
Bloodborne comes out.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
next
that's
week.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Even
want to
like,
ask Marco's question. Can I do that real quick before we get too far removed from the topic? He asks why can't Link be a female for once? And I don't think anybody is saying Link can't be a female. They're saying it's got to happen organically and not just for the sake of pandering. Like, if the story is cool, you're right. People will take to it. I don't think they'll care as long. I mean, you're going to always have that subsection of people, or that subgroup of people who are like any deviation to what they're. I mean, we talked about Devil May Cry earlier, or DMC in particular. There is always going to be that group of people who are going to throw a fit just because it isn't what they're used to. But I think for the most part, gamers are sophisticated enough that if you give them something good, they're going to take to it. So it's not that Link can't be a female. It's just that if you're doing it to pander to people, then you've lost your audience, man. Just for the sake of people who probably won't buy your fucking game anyway. That's how I see it anyway.
As big of a diehard Zelda fan as I am anyway, I'd play it regardless. I don't care.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. If it's good, you'll play it, right?
Yeah, those games just take me to that place where they're just fun to play.
Hell yeah. Like, Link Between Worlds was fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah. Like I've said this time and time again, dude. Like that's my.
That's your
that
franchise?
game. Yeah, in a sense, yeah. Like that's that game that no matter how I'm feeling or no matter where I'm at, I can go back and play it.
Yeah, yeah, and it'll
It's
just bring
funny.
you.
I replayed Wind Waker a few months ago. I actually like that game more than when I first played it on the GameCube.
You know what? It does get better, like the further removed from because remember it kind of came out and the graphical style got a lot of flack and stuff, and you could tell it was kind of
But it's one of the
rushed.
things where that graphical style is like you look back at it and you see how well that
Yeah.
graphic
Yeah.
style holds up compared.
And it
Yeah.
looks even better in HD. Like Wind Waker HD is it's a beautiful
Oh,
game.
God. Dude. I have a Wind Waker Wii U. Go ahead and
Yeah.
talk about that art style, man.
Right.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like, I love
I
it.
mean, I bought a copy of that digitally, and I'm like must have now.
It's
That
one of
is
the things where I was really surprised on how well that it didn't sell. Because I went there, and maybe it'd been 6 months after the release of the Wind Waker
Oh, you can still find it
Wii U.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying it didn't sell well, and that kind of floored me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can still find it in stores here. Like
Yeah,
Walmart still has the old Wind Waker Wii U in stock. Like, yeah. So that just like you said, it didn't sell well, which is surprising. But no, I'm with John. Like that game holds up really well, and I think the further removed you are from all the bullshit that kind of came about when it was first
Well, the thing
released,
is, right,
the
like-
better it is.
The thing is, I was 10 when they first came out. The game first came out. When they
Yeah,
first
so you
came
didn't
out.
give a shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but see, I'm 634, so yeah, when that game came out, I was no, but yeah, no, it was one of those things. I was neck deep in that bullshit,
121.
right?
he's
Yeah,
604, but he's still mortal. So
Exactly. Yeah, I'm extremely wrinkled. My balls look like tiny raisins.
he
You
drags
know.
around on the floor all day. It's crazy.
Oh no, they're
And it's
just
not a
tiny
here
little black
train.
and
It's not actually a train. That's them dragging across the ground.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I gotta get up and shake my old bones out and and
That's
just
fucking Baywatch Champagne in the background.
yeah, sparks flying everywhere from my giant steel balls. But
You know,
no,
you know what I do want from the new Zelda?
Hmm.
I want the purple tunic.
Oh, yeah?
I want them to let you pick the colour of the tunic. I want
that would
purple.
be cool.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm still partial to the classic green, but I wouldn't mind like a little bit of customization. That'd be cool.
sure. Options are always good, man. Like, I think, most people wouldn't complain if you just put things in as options and allowed the player to decide instead of, like, forcing these things on them,
Absolutely.
Something keeps ringing with me with that trailer that they showed. I'm not
Huh.
talking about the gameplay that Miyamoto and that other guy showed. I'm talking about the trailer they showed at E3.
Right.
Look.
Whenever he uses the bow and the little arrow part comes down, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. How would that sit with
Yeah.
you if that took place of the Master Sword?
I didn't catch that. My headset just took a
Well,
shit.
I mean, you kind of need. Well, I'm saying you. I won't mind that, but like you still need a fucking sword.
hmm
Well, yeah, I'm sure you'd still need the sword, but I'm saying if that was like the Master Arrow or the Master Bow or some shit instead of it being.
Depends on how they did the lore behind it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
It could
well,
just
Zelda
be the
games have
regular
longer
bow.
swords.
Regular bow you find in the course of the game, just like any other Zelda. Who knows? I didn't hear the question, so I'm just talking about out of my ass right now.
How would you feel about them, I guess, getting rid of the Master Sword in favor of a different mythical
Wow.
weapon?
I actually really like that idea.
I think as long as it's in the service of the artist's vision, then yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I die a little inside, but I
Sure.
still enjoy it.
But at the same, and at the same time, you're
like Majora's Mask. I fucking love that game, but
Right.
it doesn't have a Master Sword in it. So to me, you don't need the Master Sword.
yeah, but it has fierce deity Link.
I
so-
know, still, he's
Minish
not
Cap
using the
doesn't
Master
have
Sword.
What about the Master Sword? All I heard was. No.
So
I
the
mean-
Minish Cap of the Master Sword.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I liked the Minish Cap a lot, man. That was like, have you played that? Well, I'm asking Ryan if he's played that when he just got through telling me he's like a huge Zelda fan. Of course you have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just played on emulator like 2 years or so after the release, but yeah, I played it. I
Yeah.
love the miniature dungeons; those were fucking great.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Like you fight that giant choo choo.
Yeah,
But he's not really giant. He's just giant to you.
normal size.
Yeah, exactly. He's just, by comparison, he's gigantic. But yeah. But yeah, Marco, he's saying, if the writer and artist wish to create a femlink, so be it. And I don't think anybody's in disagreement with that. But, it's just like, it has to be that thing.
That's going to happen this go though.
Well, see, and I think this Zelda would actually be the perfect one, to allow people to have the options to customize their Link, be it male or female. Because, I mean, you've got that big open world, you can...
Mm-hmm.
And Link's always been meant to be an avatar for the player, so why not give the player a little bit of,
Creative control
options.
over their own character.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just my way of thinking. I don't think they're going to go that route, but wouldn't hurt.
Well, see, in my eyes, that almost hurts the. You'd have to make Zelda change between. Both female
Not
and
necessarily,
male.
because...
Well, look, it hurts. Like, okay. It doesn't really hurt the love story idea because they're not technically in love. They don't always ever really firmly stand that in there. You
Wait.
technically could have a lesbian couple there. That would be fine. I don't know.
What's going on, man?
I think John's got something to say about that.
I was gonna
The
say,
love story.
they tried doing it with the animated series.
Yeah. Excuse me, princess. Yeah.
I just want to kiss the princess.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
didn't the fairy want to fuck him or something?
Yeah, she pretty much... Yeah, she was crushing on Link big time.
All right, before we go down that rabbit hole, let's move on to the next topic.
No, let's go down that rabbit hole, man. Our viewers need more than just regurgitated fucking press releases and shit, man. We need to give them the sordid details about a tiny fairy sucking Link's dick.
We do
Fuck
not
yeah.
need to give them details.
What the hell did I walk in on?
I feel like the priorities.
Oh,
Thank
shit.
God, just in time to save the show.
Rai was trying to stop us before we talked about the fucking physical mechanics of a tiny fairy sucking Link's cock. That wasn't a thing, actually.
Can you blame
We're going on to the next topic.
The next one is Valve getting.
But really, it would be hard for her to do that because she's so tiny. No. Anyway,
She's magic though, so anyway, let's move on.
that's true. Oh, have you seen The Legend of Neil? That's how they do it.
But yeah,
Okay.
Valve received an F from the Better Business Bureau. Let's go to that one.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah, right.
Here, let me tell you a little secret about a Better Business Bureau. It's crap.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you, Wayne.
that's exactly what I just heard.
Well, are they wrong?
Now, Josh's mom worked at one of the local branches, so it was kind of our theory that they may be legit on a local level, but
yeah,
like,
because she didn't experience the only flakiness she experienced there was just personal issues.
The only thing that it'll do by them receiving an F is companies will kind of think twice about doing business with them. But if they've already done business with them in the past, then nothing's going to change.
Right. And the thing is, it's straight up, it's nothing. It means nothing. The Better Business Bureau has no power to enforce anything.
Yeah,
Like legit, nothing.
it is a quote-unquote watchdog organization.
The Better Business Bureau, all it really does is take in complaints and ask the company to answer them. If the company doesn't answer them, that's how they get their
Yep.
grade.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, a major corporation is going to ignore Better Business Bureau claims because it is not important enough. Because most of the time, I'm going to say with Valve, it probably has to do with Steam.
Yeah.
And
It's straight up because of Steam and their refund or lack of refund.
Yeah, I'm and the thing is, I think we had this conversation one time about digital content and, how do you handle refunds? How do they work and whatnot.
Right.
That's the thing, with digital content, it is definitely, it needs to be buyer beware because you need to be absolutely freaking sure you know what you're getting into. You definitely need to read reviews, watch Let's Plays, and things like that.
That's what we talked about last episode too, about how
right.
the good old days of everything having a demo.
Right, I can barely hear you, brother.
Oh, sorry. I said that's kind of what we talked about last episode, where every game having a demo would really help Valve out.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
And like, check this out. Like, my 3DS was stolen, right? all my Nintendo purchases for that device out the window. You know, I mean,
it's all tethered to that device.
right. Nintendo might be nice enough to reactivate that shit on my new system whenever I'm able to get it, but they don't technically have to. And
So
and
Nintendo ties it to the device and not the.
Yep.
They don't have it to an account; they have it to a device.
Nope.
No, whenever you transfer the data over, you have to like literally go to the settings in the one DS and transfer it to the other settings in the other DS.
That's
kinda-
fucking bullshit.
That
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
It's kind of gross.
And so that goes along with what you're saying about
So,
digital
if you know
purchases
your
and
buddy
making
downloads
sure.
all of his games on his 3DS, and you want all of his games. There you go.
Right.
Well, like I
And
said, I made a mistake.
And that's like hundreds of bucks gone now.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you have to research this stuff. Unfortunately, caveat emptor. So
For sure. And see, I knew that going in. It was one of those things where unfortunate
well,
circumstances.
yeah. Your situation, it was kind of out of your. You could probably, in that situation, you could probably get Nintendo to give you, to
Right. And
to
they're
give you
typically.
yeah.
Well, I understand. And see, the thing is, I buy a lot of Nintendo shit too. So I mean, calling them up. Once I get my new 3DS, they'll most likely give it back to me. It's not going to be hard to restore those licenses, but it's one of those things where you shouldn't have to. Like, I sold my PS3. If I go buy one tomorrow, I've got all my purchases right back on it.
Yeah, you can re-download anything you've already bought. It's same with Xbox. Same with the Xbox Live and
Right.
their marketplace. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
that should be it should be bound to account and not bound to device.
Well, see, and Nintendo, the reason they do it that way is because they want you to hold on to their system. They don't want you to get bored and sell it.
And I know we kind of deviated from talking
Sure.
about Valve, but
Yeah.
it kind of goes into the same wheelhouse. Let me
Right.
tell you something about what happened back in the day on the Dreamcast.
Mhm.
When Phantasy Star Online came out, each game came with a key code, right?
Right.
And since it was technically an MMO, you could kind of see it, to make sure, you couldn't just hand off copies to your friends and whatnot.
Right.
Well, the problem with the Dreamcast, and if anybody had one, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It had this weird thing that it would read from, instead of going from, front to back, it would go back to front. So the drive would actually go, it would actually go all the way to back and read from the outside in, and it would cause wear on the actual disk drive, and they failed a lot if you did a lot of playing on your Dreamcast. Since Phantasy Star Online, you could literally spend hours upon hours playing it. That I wore out a Dreamcast. So I went and got another Dreamcast.
On fucking my 360 alone, I had one character that was 1,500 hours.
You telling me you couldn't activate that copy of Fantasy on your Star on your new Dreamcast?
Yep, it was tied to the old Dreamcast.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that
So,
is
level
salt.
three level
Real.
100 characters gone.
Jesus.
And I was such a pleb that I went and bought. I actually went and bought another copy of Phantasy Star Online and did it all over again.
Wow.
'Cause
You
I'm an
crazy son of a bitch.
That
but
So
that's
we can move on to the last topic here if you want.
well. I just wanted to say one brief thing that those concerns about the DRM and stuff with Valve and stuff. Those have been pretty much vocalized for the last 5-6 years or so since the threat to move towards an all digital future kind of became a little bit more real, and that was the blowback for the Xbox. It's like Xbox One. It was you were going to be able to buy your discs. You were going to have to offload it to your system and then fucking check in with the mothership every 24 hours, and so it was really an intrusive form of DRM, and basically meant you didn't own your games even after you spent the $60. And I think that's kind of what Valve is facing now. Like, you have no power to do anything with your account.
If I buy the game digitally, the console should be able to, not digitally, but physically, right?
Right.
The console should know
That you fucking own it. You've got it right there.
Exactly. If it's in the console, I should be able to go to the store and buy it on the store again, just in case. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing. The whole fucking beaming back to the mothership thing didn't make sense because, if I've got the disc in my system,
the way I just thought about that, it really doesn't make sense because I just passed that game off to a buddy of mine and be like, there you go, now you got a copy too.
Right, right. But if you've got it in your system, then that's all the check it should have needed. You know, like I've got the game in my system. It doesn't need to read it necessarily, but it can do a check and just confirm, okay, this license is good because he's got the disc, and you know, so that whole thing. But I think Valve's facing it. It wasn't really, that wasn't the point. It was just kind of meant to segue into the next thing, which is that, you know, Valve. You don't really have ownership over your account. If you try to sell your games or whatever, you know, they can lock you out of your account, and it's happened before and shit.
Yes.
Like, and I think that's part of the problem. Like, refunds don't really happen. You know, you don't really have ownership of your stuff, and you know, just you know, so it's just the nature of the
game
beast
could never
more
be
than
finished.
what's that?
Your game may never be finished.
Right.
Well, there's also, they do, even back in the day, you know, even in the early 2000s,
Yeah.
Most PC games, you were getting a license.
Yeah.
You were basically
But you also
purchasing
had
a
the
license
physical
to play the
disc.
game.
Right.
Yeah, but you had a physical disc, but you're still purchasing a license to play it.
Well, and that's been true for a long time. Not just PC as well. Like, you go back and read your like Super Nintendo manuals, and it'll say the same thing, you know. You are buying a license to use the content, but see,
you could take your Super Nintendo game to a friend's house and play it.
right.
You can't do that with a PC game. You know?
Exactly. Well, no, that's exactly kind of the point I was making. You know, it's like it's very intrusive, but it really is more the nature of the platform than it is a Valve problem in specific. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's just
You
a way
know.
to screw GameStop without cutting ties with the GameStop.
right. And like you said, people, I think consumers have the responsibility to fucking research their purchases. You know.
Yeah.
And you have to like, and see, that's become a thing where consumers aren't doing their fucking due diligence, and then they're bitching about it, like when they get burned. And even as a consumer advocate, that's not something I've ever been cool with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're gonna fucking demand, you know, that companies, you know, appease you, which is fine, whatever. You got to make sure you did your due diligence first. And so I wonder how many of those people who send in Steam complaints or Valve complaints, you know, actually did it first. You know, like, did they know what they were getting into? And was it a situation where they were given all the information and just ignored it, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I think what you said, you know, rings true in the sense that, like, you just always be sure you know what you're getting into before you get into it. You know. But anyway.
Before we move on to this next topic, I'm going to step away and get something to eat because this is going to be a good one.
Oh.
Can I just say one last thing?
But,
Yeah.
Steam's a piece of shit anyway.
yeah, people praise it for a lot, but they forget it has a lot of faults still as well.
I love the sales, man. I've got 30
Oh, yeah,
games,
but I'm
20
so
of which
bad
I will
on
never
sales.
play.
I'm so burnt out on digital sales.
What's that?
I am so burnt out on digital sales.
He's so burnt out on digital sales.
Oh,
You'd be
yeah.
burnt out on sales.
I knew, but
Yeah, right?
the
That's
silence
like saying gas is under $2. I hate this shit. This is getting boring.
Yeah, but like,
Oh, John, he got you. But no, I mean,
Like,
yeah.
oh, food is cheap. Damn it.
Yeah. I am so burnt out on these fucking grocery store sales.
And we're giving you shit, John. I think
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from, though. It's like,
for sure.
I think a
It's-
lot, you know, when you see, like, okay, it's like, you know, for example, I'll just pull up Steam while, you know,
Sure.
it's going on. Well, I got to
It does
restart
kinda-
Steam. Good job. This failed miserably.
Well, it is one of those things where you get overloaded, right?
I'll tell you what. I'll use the current flash sale going on PS Network.
Right.
PlayStation Network. You got a bunch of good games, old school games for like under $1.
Right.
And of course, you're thinking, oh my God, it's $1 for $15. I got 15 games. It's the greatest thing ever. When you gonna play those 15 games?
Right.
So
And yep. You've got, and that's what these sales do. You will buy a game just because it's $2, and you will never play it. You know, like,
But you have the option.
right. It's one of those things where, yeah, and I mean, even as a relatively new user to Steam, I'm finding myself in that situation frequently.
this great webcomic I found where it's like, this guy says, for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to play every game I bought on a sale. he looks at his Steam library, then displays his fucking computer.
There, on a more serious note on that aspect, there is something to be said about with the proliferation of so many Steam sales with Humble Bundles and the Indie Bundles and all the bundles, and all, Green Man Gaming, Gamersgate, G2A key auctions, a certain devaluation of the idea of what you should pay for a game.
Yeah.
Because when you can pay $5 for Skyrim, why would you want to pay anything else? And then if you're expecting to pay $5 for Skyrim,
I think it hurts a lot of PC releases, especially because people will think, "I'll just wait for it to go on sale." How many of us have said that?
Oh yeah.
Never.
because they happen all the time on Steam. Is there a new season coming? Well, then there's going to be a huge sale. It's going to be
Right.
I mean,
That's why I do think the
I'll probably
consoles do it a little better. They don't do the sales like that as often.
like in May, I probably will pay full price for Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
But other than that, usually I'll just I'll wait. Because there will be, like Josh said, there will be a spring sale, there will be a Christmas sale, there will be the after Christmas sale, there will be the pre-summer, not quite done with spring sale. It's always.
And there'll be the summer sale, the god of all sales.
But on the consumer side of things, I'm never
One
going
sale through them all.
to complain about cheap games.
Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah. You'll just never play any of them.
I mean,
If the internet ever goes down, I'm good for years.
like if I never played, if Skullgirls hadn't gone on sale, would I have bought it? Probably not.
Right.
And I enjoy Skullgirls immensely, so it that worked out.
Yeah, and there is that potential too. You buy a game you never would have played, and it turns out to be the best thing you played in a while.
I mean, I don't know how many Humble Bundle games I got now. I mean,
All of them.
well, not all of them because
Right.
I'm guilty.
It's
of
like even I've got
almost all of
standards.
them.
I mean, hell, I got these games like Alien Breed. I don't even know what those are. I don't even have them installed. Alien Breed, Alien Breed 2 Assault, Alien Breed 3 Descent. I don't know what those are.
I have Sega Bass Fishing in my library from Humble Bundle. Like, the fuck?
Oh yeah, no, that game is dope. Don't shit talk that game.
No, I didn't.
I used to have the Suricon, the fishing controller.
Oh,
Play that on the Dreamcast. That thing was the shit.
the Rumble Rod. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was a Mad Catz third-party peripheral that came out for the Dreamcast called the Rumble Rod. And my pervert manager at GameStop did not let it go for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was all like, "Hey, Rumble Rod, I got something you can rumble."
What was that controller for Rez, man?
The vibrator.
Yeah, pretty much, right? It's a fucking dildo. I mean, it should have shipped with one anyway.
It's pretty much like a vibrating AC adapter, pretty much.
Yeah. Put this in your vagina and play Rez.
Suddenly you're reminded of that Harry Potter.
Why are we talking about the Wiimote?
Harry Potter what now, Josh?
Oh, the Harry Potter fucking broom that they pulled off the market because it was pretty much the vibrator.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Get off with Harry Potter.
Oh, Axio Orgasm.
I prefer dragons, but whatever.
All right, so do you want to move on to this next topic, or are we waiting for Rye to come back? Because I think he was kind of interested. Oh, he's here.
I'm here.
All right. He's eating a bag of dicks for breakfast.
The professionalism of this podcast. I mean, of this show.
There is no professionalism here. This
Yeah.
professionalism does not exist in this dojo.
If you're looking for professionalism, you shouldn't watch the Big Gamers Talking podcast either. That's not happening.
Yeah, but but we get 1,500 views.
Yeah, but how much of those are due to you, and how much of those are due to your partner?
How much of those do
shut up.
spaghetti squirts?
I was just saying, you know the one person we're referring to, so.
Yeah. You know what I said? Fuck
Nah,
you.
Wayne. Yeah. Oh, when in doubt, pull the fuck you out.
No, it's okay. I mean, but in our defense, at least y'all haven't been called racist. Thanks.
Oh no, I probably have. If we had more than 3 viewers, I probably would because I've been racist every single fucking episode. I'm trying to.
We were actually told we hate white people.
Oh really?
The other week, yeah, it was
Are
great.
you kidding? Like
No.
how does I gotta start listening to the show more often?
Wayne,
Yeah.
what you're not realizing,
Mm-hmm.
just because,
You do sound incredibly black though too.
yeah,
So.
I mean, let's be honest here. They're just pointing out the obvious.
Okay, that's great and all, but I'm surrounded. Even if I were black, right? Just, let's pretend for a minute. I'm surrounded by 3 other white people.
What
Yeah,
you're saying
Here
is-
comes
what
not
you're
your
saying
shield
is
argument.
you have
Well, I'm
black
not
friends.
racist because I got one black friend.
Yes, I was going to say exactly. That's what you're saying is you have
But
a
when
white
you
friend, so it's
and
okay.
That and you keep saying fuck whitey.
I
Okay?
don't say that. It's not me. I'm not the one getting blamed.
Oh god.
It was like you should have heard the pre-show that last not this past one but the last week. It was like, okay, I got something to say. What? Let's not talk about white people anymore.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Well, I don't think the PB rants are human anyway, so.
Yeah, can only do so much.
Oh fuck. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
what
so
I'm
what's this topic?
Yeah. It's one for Josh.
What's laid on me?
It's the Kojima, sir.
Yeah, the Konami Kojima thing that, kind of a bigger mix-up where Kojima and his production team that were on the executive board of Konami got taken off of that listing, as well as the Kojima Production Studios closing down, as well as Hideo Kojima's very name being removed from the product titles on their storefronts and information pages. So it's no longer like Metal Gear Solid 5, a Hideo Kojima game, it's just Metal Gear Solid 5. And there was this, anonymous source that GameSpot got that I'm not saying it's a bullshit source, I'm just saying I don't like to go off anonymous.
It's not a bullshit source, but if you were to find the source in a pile of bullshit, you wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not saying they could have a very good source. This could be very true, but they're spinning it in such a dire manner that I think that there's actually good things to be had. There's a better view to look at this because we all know that Kojima's been trying to get away from Metal Gear Solid for fucking years. The only reason he was on Metal Gear Solid 4 was because he fucking niggas getting death threats. Like, he was in fear of, go look that shit up. He was in fear of his life. So he started working on Metal Gear Solid 4 because he wanted to be done with it back then. The more dire things that people seem to look at, like the studio closing and the name being taken off of the games and all that, I think can be looked at it in a different light, especially if you're looking at it from a business and branding perspective. And everybody seems to be pretty much on good terms. I mean, they released a joint statement together, like there's some fucking marriage counselor shit going on. But no, they released a joint statement together. Kojima's still getting money from them. They're on contract. He's going to be there till work on Metal Gear Solid 5. IGN got a quote from an actual Konami representative saying that Mr. Kojima will be working with Konami Digital Entertainment into the future, not just on Metal Gear Solid 5. I really think this could be the start of Kojima having a studio that is truly his own and independent, and he can do what the hell he wants. He can get away from Metal Gear Solid being the focus of all that they do and be just a consultant on future Metal Gear titles. This doesn't even have to affect Silent Hills because you don't have to be on the board, the executive board of a company to be a director for a video game, and he's still a contractor for Konami at this point. I really think we could end up seeing the start of a real Kojima Productions, one that's more independent. It still works with Konami, but it works with other areas as well. They do their own stuff. Hell, maybe even fucking Kojima finally makes a movie like he's always wanted to.
He has 5 times.
Oh, that's right.
Actually,
That's
There's hidden behind a little bit of gameplay here and there as well.
Yes. Did Metal Gear Solid 4 have like some 90-minute cutscenes?
Oh yeah.
It had long.
People
Yeah,
were
it did
talking
have
about
individual.
people talking about E3 the year that was announced, or the year that they were allowed to play it, and
Yeah.
their entire demo time. Because mind you, they cut you down. You're only allowed to play it for like a half hour or so, and a lot of people, their entire half hour was a cutscene.
That's Kojima for you, man. But yeah, like it. We'll see if the anonymous source, like if there is the bad blood that happened and all this stuff. We'll see if that happens, but I can interpret this as not necessarily being bad news, and it actually being worked out between these two companies very well is kind of like an amicable split, but not even to the point where they're like going to stop working with each other, because the language is clear, especially on Metal Gear titles. Yes, Konami is looking to be in ownership of Metal Gear and that series, and they're hiring a new staff to go make it, but he's going to be around.
Do you think he'll leave and go and make Moby Dick Studios a real thing?
Do it.
That was the Stab, whatever it was first announced. They announced it at what was it, VGA's, right?
Yep.
Under the publishing company, or not publishing company, under the development company Moby Dick Studios.
Moby Dick
Yeah.
Studios?
Yeah.
It was
They
it
were
was
trolling.
right. It
Yeah,
was
that's Moby
basically
Dick. They were trolling, and like what it was is kind of funny because whenever they announced it, you had all these games journalists scrambling to figure out who the fuck this company was. Like because they had a fake website and everything, but the website didn't list any of the games they ever made. And like this is way too good of a game to be like somebody's first try at this.
But yeah, Kojima is the master troll. Like, oh my god.
It took like what 2-3 weeks for for a fan to sit down, and because they had those slots to cut in the Phantom Pain thing,
so you
and
could
people lined it
overlay
up.
Metal Gear on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else wants to give in on that, because like it could be pretty gloomy, and it could be like, oh, they had this bad breakup, and
You and I were
oh my
talking about
god.
the show, and this is kind of Konami's, rising star, if you will. This is like their fucking game.
Well, not only that, Metal Gear is consistently across generations. The Metal Gear franchise is their highest selling. One of their highest selling franchises. Silent Hill doesn't come anywhere close to it. Castlevania doesn't come anywhere close to it. What are some other notable Konami fucking franchises?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, these days,
Metal Gear,
that's bad.
Metal Gear,
and
Castlevania, Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And they
That's
don't even approach the sales numbers that even Ground Zeroes, as ill received as that was, sold 1 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like,
999,999 to Kojima.
Yeah.
For the show, I have this feeling that they're going to, and they kind of already started to with Rising, right? We're going to start seeing them milk that franchise for every cent that it's worth if Kojima's not involved.
Actually, Kojima was directly involved
Yeah.
with Platinum doing...
Yes. Kojima stepped in and handed that game to Platinum to fix, and not only that, afterwards he was actually impressed by Platinum on what they did on a game design level. He said like he was thoroughly impressed with them as a studio. He said the only thing that they didn't...
I'm thinking that's like the start of it. Like they've split it into 2 franchises now.
Well, it's, you know what? It had to be, because Raiden was a prick, and now he's cool. So
what it is like a lot of people, because remember I was telling people about that game, I had to explain to them that it's not Metal Gear Solid Rising, it's Metal Gear Rising.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to explain that to them like multiple times, that Metal Gear Solid still exists, it's still its own little stealth game, don't worry about it, it's over here doing its own thing. Metal Gear Rising is over here doing its own thing.
yeah, but from what I understand, I want to say it was Metal Gear Solid.
Goddamn speed of light. Okay.
I think it was Metal Gear Solid 4, where Kojima was, he was there, but he was more hands off with the project. And
I think that was actually no. I think what was going to be. I think that was Metal Gear Solid Rising. What are you talking about?
No. We already talking about Rising. He handed that one to Platinum specifically.
They were trying to do it in house, but they just couldn't get the
Mhm.
mechanics down for the sword to how they wanted.
Yeah. So they give it to. But what I'm saying, what I'm
They
trying to
wanted
get
people
at.
to be able to precisionally cut watermelons, man. You had to be able to do that.
I remember that. That whole thing.
Yeah,
It's so
maybe
important.
it was Rising. Yeah, but yeah, that was like that was a decision. Kojima just like. Basically, that's supposed to be a hands-off project. He comes in and says, "WTF, LOL, what the F are you doing?
Yeah.
Give it here, lol. Mr. Kamiya-san, please save me."
Yeah, Daddy Kojima was not pleased with the state of development on that, and yeah, for a game that was pretty much made from the ground up by a different company on a kind of more rush time schedule, Platinum
Stepped
over-delivered
up,
on
huh?
that game. Holy
Yeah.
shit, Metal Gear
That-
Rising. If
that-
they want to split, there's a difference between milking a franchise to death and providing products people want.
Milking Assassin's Creed. That is.
Oh yeah.
And I think anytime.
No, hold on.
anytime it
Assassin's
continues
Creed
to
is being
sell-
a dead horse. Let's be honest.
Well, no, guys.
No,
I
it's
think.
still being milked. I mean, it may be a dead horse, but it's still being milked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, my opinion though is if it sells, it might not sell to me, but if it sells, there's a market for it. Which is they couldn't milk it if people weren't buying them.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
let's say let's say hypothetically speaking, Konami spins off the Metal Gear series into endless fucking sequels and shit. If people keep buying them, they're gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like, these things aren't created in a vacuum. They're not created for goodwill. In most cases, they do it because there's a market there. You know, like, so do we really call it milking or just exploiting their audience? Which isn't better. Which isn't better.
No. Yeah, it's like you said. I think that if the theory that I think Josh kind of broke up, said it is what I think it's going to be. My personal opinion. I think
Right.
we agree on that. Kojima, the Kojima studio will spin off into a quote unquote independent studio,
Mhm.
and I'm saying quote unquote, but Konami will still be their exclusive publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to
And-
be another Inafune thing.
No, it's not going to be. No, we're not. We're not getting Mighty Number 9 out of this. We're not.
Right.
This is not. That will not happen.
Oh no, because let's say that Kojima
I can't wait to
has
pirate
a
that game.
very Kojima is a brand between his library of games that he's directed and written, between the technology pushes that he's done. Like, he's pushed almost every single console or PC that he's developed on to its limits.
Mhm.
And with that, he's a brand in and of himself. He has way too much industry leeway to not be prolific.
You plug in. Yeah, you could plug in Metal Gear Solid 4 right now, Guns of the Patriots. And I'm not talking about you can say what you want about the story and blah blah blah. It is a generation old now, and it still holds up to the current.
Which game?
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, they all do. They all look great
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about I'm talking about it's a generation detached now.
Well, even
And-
then, like, you play Metal Gear Solid 1, and it still feels good to play. Like, it's
Oh, yeah.
challenging, and the
Yeah.
camera angles will fight you at every turn, but it's still fun to play.
Oh yeah.
Camera angles just don't like you. That's all.
I started Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes a few weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm noticing that they took a lot of stuff from Metal Gear Solid 2 mechanics-wise and threw it in
Oh
there.
yeah, actually that's what it is. It's a rebuild in that engine.
Yeah. And of course, I know you saw the that wasn't in the original. Like when the first time Snake sees Liquid, and then
What?
Liquid kind of looks back, like
What
I
did I
see
do?
you too. But that wasn't in the original. But but it was in Twin Snakes. They were like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was these cinematic changes that were done, like oh god, that Hind D fight, which is like it's so over the top ridiculous that I love it. It's fucking John Woo personified in the fucking game where Snake is jumping off the missiles of the fucking Hind D shooting at him in the cutscene to finally blow it up. I'm like, oh, where's the fucking doves?
All he needed was 2 9mm and John Wood movie
all.
confirmed.
And doves and
Yeah.
other
And
things.
Roots of Nature.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted by shiny shit again. Yeah.
This is some trains
Yeah, right. Here, I'm gonna go wave my dick at a train.
or tractors.
Yeah. Said all you wanted about Kojima?
That's all I got. Other than I'm a Kojima fanboy.
All it's worth. So.
I'm trying to look. Do we have any more topics?
Like, I'd love a spiritual successor to like some fucking Police Knots and Snatcher and shit like that.
Oh, I was thinking about that. Yeah.
Look, I've already said I know exactly how to keep Kojima on at Konami. I know how to heal the rift immediately.
Huh.
Let the man do Zoning the Enders. He wants to do it. He's been wanting to do it.
I'm down with that.
Since Zoe 2 came out, he wanted to do one on PS3, but they wouldn't let him because they said you got the Metal Gears. And so yes, let the man make a Zoning the Enders 3, and I think he'll be satisfied.
I could go for Zoning the Enders 3.
So what?
I could go for Zoning the Enders 3.
I just want to.
Right.
Well, I think 2 would be a better idea, but. Hello.
Yeah, we're here. We're done.
Okay.
We're dead.
I really want Rising 2.
We've all died and gone to that place.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, especially since Kojima said he was very pleased with what Platinum did with Metal Gear Rising, and that as a development team, he thought they had great things going. The only thing that they were lacking in was the technology department, and that he would be happy to help them in the future in that department.
It's funny because that game only took like 18 months to make. Was something that crazy?
Yeah, once it got handed to him, it was like 18 months. But I know.
I'd be impressed to see. I'm kind of impressed already with this. Like, Platinum's kind of stepping up as that developer that just does action games really fucking.
They know their niche well.
And the funny thing is, even though some of them are very technologically like shit, they're still all good fun to play. Like
what do you mean?
Well, I mean,
what's that? Legend of Korra game.
Oh
yeah.
Not even all that bad for a budget.
Right.
Yeah.
Title like that.
And, done by the quote unquote Platinum B team, and it was still solid.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that they really need to work on is their platforming part of games, where it's just like it's very iffy.
Buddy, you ain't kidding.
To answer your question, I was mistaking Grasshopper for Platinum.
Okay.
Killer is Dead. That was that a Suda game?
Suda did Killer is Dead, and
yeah. Now see, I mistook, because that game aesthetically is kind of neat and gameplay it's kind of cool, but it's I mean, it's got issues. Yeah, it's got issues.
Apparently you do too with your stuttering.
What's stutter?
There's going to be kick faces all around. But yeah, I don't know.
Alright, so let's shoot the shit for a half hour.
Okay.
I mean, I think you talk about the BAFTAs.
What the hell's that?
Oh, the British.
Oh, you know what I want to talk about with Daryl real fast? Flash.
Why y'all talking about? Why y'all talking about that? Y'all talking about TV shows? We're talking about video games.
Awesome.
Oh, Flash is really good.
He accidentally runs back in time.
If you had a random topic as well as the
hey, Rye,
being canceled.
Fuck you.
Wait, did you just spoil something? Because I'm on like episode 12 right now.
It's good. The season finale is, but
Well, it's not ended. It's still like
not season finale, but it should have been because it was that fucking intense. Like,
it really was. It was an episode that was so good it could have been a season 2.
Right, but you know that that last couple minutes fucking erased everything that happened. I
know. It's I was thinking about that. It's like he just kissed Iris. He fucking just they just realized that.
Well, John still he hasn't caught up yet, so don't.
Fuck.
Yeah, shut up.
But you already know who Wells is, right? Do you know who Wells is?
Speaking of comic book TV shows, has anyone seen Powers yet?
Wait, let's stay on this one until we're done with it, and then we'll go to Powers. And I haven't actually. I just redeemed the thing on the PSN for it. I guess the first 4 episodes are up. But no, The Flash. I wanted to ask you, John. Are you far enough along where you know who Dr. Wells is?
Oh, I mean the handicapped dude.
Yeah. Do you know
Yeah.
who he is?
Yes.
I mean,
Do you know who he
who he is? Yeah.
I know he's
Have
got
you
that suit.
have you seen the Man in Yellow?
Yes.
Okay.
Again,
So-
episode 12. That's like, that's like, I think it's like 15 out right now. So like,
Yeah. Uh huh.
Yeah, they
and-
had like. Yeah, the
Well,
money
it's
in
good.
it's like 5 episodes to go.
It's good. It's very good, and he finally confirms which Reverse Flash he is. Wayne.
Oh yeah.
He's Thawne. Eobard
sorry.
Thawne.
So he
Yeah.
is Zoom. Okay, he is Zoom. Okay.
Yep. He
That's
confirmed
the
it.
thing.
So who the hell's that then? I didn't know.
Like he said,
Eobard-
Professor Zoom.
Eobard Thawne is Professor Zoom. He's going purely comics here. Purely comics. Purely
Right, right.
comics. Preface,
Sure.
preface. Purely on the comic side, he is the Reverse Flash.
Right.
There has been other people who've called themselves that, but he is the absolute Professor Zoom. Eobard Thawne is Reverse Flash.
Yeah, and everybody thought he was that. What is his name? Hunter Zolomon or something like that, or.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he was a guy who actually wasn't fast. He could manipulate time.
Oh.
So he seemed like he was fast. But yeah, Thawne was isn't he actually related to Barry in a distant way? Like, or something like that, or
Who, Thawne?
yeah, like there's some relation there.
His
Distant.
story is that, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
he was basically a huge Flash fanboy from the
Mhm.
future, right? I mean, big, huge, like obsessive kind of thing. And if I remember correctly, it was something like he wanted to help meet the Flash. He wanted to meet Barry Allen, and so he stole the suit and used the cosmic treadmill to go back in time. And they say, okay, yeah, if it's a cosmic treadmill, what the fuck are you talking about? Pre-crisis, that's on.
Right.
It
It was literally a giant treadmill that he could fucking go back in
it was
time.
literally a treadmill that he could run on and go back in time.
Right.
And so he did that, and he screwed something up, right? And it's essentially how coming up the flashpoint. Basically, he ended up killing Barry's mother, but he somehow made it look like Barry did it. So Barry thought he killed his own.
dad, I think.
No, it was his mother. It was his mother in the comics.
No, I know, but didn't he frame his dad for it, like in the show?
I don't know about the show. I haven't watched the show. Probably so, but in the comics, it's like they made it think like Barry went back in time and killed his own mother.
Oh yeah, he was, because he was wearing the red and.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were like, like what? He killed. Yeah.
Right. And see in the show, in the comic wasn't the thing that he needed Barry to tap into the Speed Force to be able to get the speed himself or something like that. He needed. So basically, see what I understood is that he went back and killed Barry's mom to put him on the path to becoming a forensic scientist, so he would be in that lab on the day that the lightning hit, and he would become the Flash.
Yeah, like I said, I can't remember exactly what he screwed up.
Right,
to,
yeah.
Get it off that path, but he had to go do something to get him back on that path, and that was his idea to. Yeah.
It's good times though.
Basically,
It's a
it's fun.
really cool character.
Yeah, he's a cool character, but he's like fucked up.
Right.
In
It
fact,
says-
there was I remember it was a line. It was during Infinite Crisis. I forgot who he was fighting. It was Professor Zoom, and because of course he has future knowledge, and he basically was beating the crap out of somebody, and the whole time he was saying like, I'm sorry that I have to do this, but I must for a better future.
Right.
See,
I'm reading it here.
Yeah.
He gave himself powers by replicating the process that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Well, that's the same thing that Impulse or Kid Flash did, isn't it?
With Kid Flash, which was Wally, yeah, he got his in a similar accident. I think Bart, which is Impulse. I think
They
Bart-
are related. What? I'm sorry, man.
Oh, I was saying, I think Bart was born with the Speed Force.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But I'm reading here. Cobalt Blue, who's Thawne's descendant, was Barry Allen's long-lost twin brother. So they are related. So it's kind of interesting. But I'm trying to read this blah 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 stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, like he was a big fan, went back in time, realized he was destined to become one of the Flash's greatest villains, got freaked out. For a while, thought he was Barry because he had surgically altered himself to look like Barry, which explains why the character or the actor they got to play Wells / Thawne in the show, he looks like Barry. I mean, you can see him Barry growing up into that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he did surgically alter himself. But yeah, in the show, he says he went back to kill Barry. He didn't go back there with the intention of killing Iris.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I thought you left. I didn't hear any British or whatever that is there. No.
Didn't hear any British.
Yeah. I'm not just
Yeah,
racist. That's not
Or
racist.
it's called the oldie American.
You American.
Ye old American. But yeah.
Well, you know, 200 and some years ago, y'all talked like this.
But I mean, if you've been watching the show and you know who he is, then you know that Barry, was back, he was there when the night his mom was killed, not as a kid, but as the Flash.
Yeah.
He was there. So I'm not telling you anything you couldn't extrapolate from having watched the show up to this point.
He also figures it out that he failed.
Right. And yeah, and that's the thing. And he thinks because he knows he failed that he can go back and do it right, not realizing that if he does, he's still going to fucking fail.
Because he's gonna fuck it up, and not go be a.
Well, because if he had watched himself succeed, then he would have succeeded. You know what I'm saying? It's like that predestination thing. Like,
Oh no, I get that, but I'm saying, look, if he were to go back and do that, then Wells would not be setting him on the path.
right? He wouldn't be the Flash,
Yeah.
basically, And that's the thing. So he's destined to fail. It's like one of those things where, like, if you go back and change the past, you're not changing the past because you were the catalyst to bring the timeline to where it is now. Like, this thing may have happened. Like your future is already the result of you having gone back into the past and done those things. Like, it's immutable. Like, you were only meant to go back and do that thing, but you can't change time. That's one of the theories. So, like, if you went back and tried to kill somebody and that person, would have been, historically dead, that would have been the time they had died, and you would have been the one who killed them back then. Like, so you going back into the past doesn't change anything because you were always meant to be there, Like, so, like, Barry, when he sees himself fighting, the Reverse Flash and trying to keep him off his mom and shit, like, that, he's always meant to fail, and there's nothing he can do. And there's a theory that, Wayne, that they're maybe going to touch upon Flashpoint next season.
Well, they better do it while they can.
Yeah.
Wow,
Because basically, DC is trying their damnedest to forget it happened.
Isn't that what brought around the New 52? So they're going to reverse that?
Convergence is coming up, and what they're doing with Convergence, from everything I've read about it, is they're taking... Basically, it's almost like a mea culpa that, hey, we fucked up because we killed off, or not killed off, but didn't bring back certain characters.
Right.
And so this is their kind of mea culpa. Is like, okay, we're going to do Convergence, and we'll bring those characters back. And
It's funny because wasn't Doctor Fate only in Earth 2?
Yeah, but Dr. Fate was Earth 2 originally.
Actually, do you know the new run they got coming out? They got a new character playing him, like a new person.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. There's been many Dr. Fates, so that could.
Oh, have there? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been like several different ones. There was a female Dr. Fate at one point. But there was, there was something else that was like that brought me. When you said that, made me think about it. Oh yeah, something Daryl you would be interested in. One of the Convergence books is Shadow of the Bat, and it's going to be Batman, Bruce Wayne meets Asbat.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like basically, from what I understand, it's like one of the things that Brainiac's involved, so that means bottled cities,
right?
And apparently, like Batman, Bruce Wayne is like he's like caught on a train as Bruce Wayne,
right?
And it's like at this point he's like he's recovered from his back being broken, but he's not fully back yet, right?
Right.
And so he's basically trying to get through, trying to get back into the city that's been cut off from him. And then, and apparently Azrael who's also Batman,
Yeah.
is in there, and so it's like a conflict, and
Huh.
it's gonna be a conflict. It's kind of like one of those like end up working together type things, but there's gonna be a
Right.
actual conflict. Yeah.
Huh. That'll be interesting seeing that.
I'm looking forward to.
It was, huh.
Sorry, I'm looking forward to Convergent Suicide Squad.
Can you explain Convergence? Is this are they gonna be mashing the worlds up like fucking Marvel's doing with their whole Secret Wars thing?
Well, Secret Wars is a little bit different.
It's legit. The worlds will be mashed.
Well, there are
Yeah,
five.
They will have
they're-
a new battle world, right?
Well, they're in this 616 is having their quote unquote finales as they go into. I guess it'll be you can hear it 616 Battle World or whatever.
What they're
Is Marvel
calling-
doing a new 52 kind of
They'll
setup?
be.
No,
they'll be
they're not doing New 52. It is that they're calling it a reboot, but let's call it a soft reboot.
right.
Where they're basically, it's kind of like merging reality. It's better to call it a crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah. But they're not going to forget history.
No.
They're just
They're gonna come out of it with a new. Yeah.
right.
They're
It's
doing
like what do I understand? Like I'll put it this way: Nick Fury will probably be Samuel L. Jackson. Nick Fury.
Right. Well, and he
They're gonna
kind of
draw
is now.
Everybody, they're going
He
to draw
ca-
everybody with their new.
But see, what they're doing, have you seen the map for Battle World? It's got an Age of Apocalypse section. It's got, like, a House of M section, and
Oh yeah,
and all
yeah.
this. And, yeah. So it seems like Marvel's mining the best stuff from each of their little universes and shit, and they're going to put it together in one main Marvel 6,
And I'll
16.
go ahead and say, do not be surprised if a certain short Canadian adamantium
Oh, he'll be
skeleton
back.
person will arise from this because I'm sure they're missing those sales right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. They're canceling so many titles right now. Marvel during Convergence, like not even ones like. Fucking
I think
Spider-Man.
33 are getting.
Like, fucking Spider-Man's getting cancelled, and so will the X-Men books.
Yeah, well, see, and that's the thing. What they're doing is they're canceling the main line, and then they're segueing into this Secret Wars thing, and then of course they'll launch the new books out of it.
I'll be honest with you. I think they've used that to cancel a lot of books that they.
Oh, you think Thor's
Yeah.
gonna?
No, Thor is getting canceled. Thor
Yeah.
is getting canceled. I think they're
Yeah.
using that as an excuse to cancel Thor.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
And
Yeah, well, Ethics and
saw the
Hammer thing, whatever the fuck. Was that
You
thing that happened this week, or was it?
ethics in hammer wielding, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like and I think one of Rye's favorite people, Total Biscuit, said it best. He said he said yes because the Asgardians were known for their dank memes.
But it had, and the thing is, it wouldn't have been so bad if it made sense in the context of the panel. Like,
Yeah.
it was a throwaway joke that made no fucking sense, and it was like, okay, well, that happened. Like,
It's
I was,
Like,
It's like, well, another thing, Total Biscuit, he went on a tirade about it. He said, like, what was really stupid about it, he's like, you used a meme that made no sense anyway,
yeah,
and it'll make even less sense years from now when somebody reads it.
Oh
Right.
god, yeah. That's not one that's going to stand the test of time.
absolutely. And it's, yeah, exactly. It was already stupid when they did it, and it's, I mean, ugh.
I just love the fact that like some people were saying like LOL, Gamergate got trolled, and they
Yeah.
said Thor trolled Gamergate, even though it wasn't Thor, it was Loki. But and then like at the end it's like LOL actually, and then they showed the sales numbers that have been
dwindling.
girl
well, actually, like,
Girl Thor has had the sharpest decline from in the same amount of time from an issue 1 to an issue whatever issue that it's on.
Right.
It's had the
Really?
sharpest decline of any of the other Thor books.
And you know what
like,
sucks?
if it,
Like,
I was gonna say, like, if you go to like the top 100 of February, she was at number 10.
right. Have
Yeah,
you-
but what I'm saying is, it's like, and by the way, people say it's the best-selling Thor book of all time. Incorrect. 2007, Thor #1 sold 165,000 copies.
No.
This one only sold 100,000 copies, and it's been on a steady decline since then.
I wanted to ask you, Wayne, have you read Agent of Asgard? It was actually a good comic up until that point.
So,
Like, I enjoyed it, man. I loved the concept of young Loki trying to kind of, undo his, or
his mischief.
yeah, exactly. Like trying to be something better than he was,
Yeah.
and then and still being a total dick,
Mm-hmm.
But
I was
I
really
just, I love this incarnation of Loki, and then and I'm reading that issue, the new issue, and I'm like, I get to that panel and I just fucking shut it, and I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I am done.
Wanted they cancelled Rocket Raccoon
Wait,
because
what panel? What am I missing?
Did they cancel Rocket Raccoon?
yeah,
I
Well,
love
they
it.
canceled like
What
33.
do you guys keep talking about?
Oh wow.
There was a
We're-
okay. In Loki, Agent of Asgard, they had a panel where basically I think it was like he was trying to. He was
Loki
doing it
was
for Odin,
fighting-
right? He was fighting Finn Thor
Yeah.
on behalf of Odin because Odin wants to know who the fuck this chick is.
Right.
Who has Thor's hammer, and then it says in big bold impact print, and I'm not talking. It ain't small. You can ask Daryl. It is
Yep.
huge, and it says actually it's about ethics and hammer wielding.
Yeah, because see, he's
fucking serious.
yeah,
And it was so like
Everybody, it was so ridiculous. People thought that's Photoshop.
I thought it was a Photoshop when I saw it. I
Right.
just assumed somebody shopped this in. Funny, haha. Scrolled
Nope.
on Twitter. No.
and see, because the book Loki's telling the old version of Loki is telling his younger version about things that he did when he was younger and shit, and he gives each tale a name, and he calls that one actually it's about ethics and hammer wielding, and yeah, I mean I posted a picture on Twitter and people were asking me is that photoshopped? Nope. Yeah.
What I find funny about this is like I'm looking at this, I'm thinking about this now. We're gonna go through Thor, the girl Thor. We're never gonna know who she is, are we?
Nope.
actually no, we're gonna find out in May.
Oh, they
Oh,
will.
right,
They're
right
gonna.
before the cancellation.
Right. You say, by the way, it was this chick. Hey, Rye, take a look at this. This is the panel in question,
And
or
Now-
the page in question.
John, you might know because you seem to maybe.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Let me.
That's like a goddamn meme.
Right?
That was the point. But John, seriously, do you know the secret that Fury supposedly told Thor where he couldn't wield the hammer anymore?
No,
He told him something that made him
It was
unworthy,
something-
right?
Okay, here's my thing. He tells Thor a secret that Thor did not know.
Uh huh.
That somehow makes him unable to wield his hammer.
Right.
Okay, there is one little problem with that because I went back and did some, stuff because I said that's something ain't right here. I know for a fact Thor's hammer is like infused to his very soul because he had broke his hammer at one point when he was fighting Bor, his grandfather, and when he broke the hammer, he had to get it fixed, and of course Odin was dead, so he couldn't get Odin to fix it, so he took it to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange said, "I can fix it, but I'm going to have to bind it to your soul." And basically said, if the hammer ever gets broken again, you will die.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So how the fuck does I mean, what did he say? Is like what did I'm just saying, what did Nick Fury say? Here's the secret to hot dogs, and then all of a sudden,
So, what has been learned cannot be unlearned. and didn't when Chick Thor picked up the hammer, didn't it change the pronouns or whatever from he to she?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't remember. I mean, it had been changed before, but it didn't have no pronouns. It was just like,
Right.
whosoever finds this hammer and they be worthy.
Right. If they be worthy. Right.
If they be worthy, yeah. So, I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like, well, this has never happened before. Fuck you. Yes, it has. I know for a fact Storm has wielded the hammer before.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Captain America's picked it up.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Here's the prediction of the ending of Age of Ultron.
Huh.
Captain America picks up the hammer and kills Ultron with it.
No, because they showed
That
in
has
the,
been
they
that
showed
has
in the
been
beginning of the
theorized.
movie, like they showed a trailer where they're all sitting around Stark Tower, Avenger Tower, and they're all like just drinking and having a good time. This is before Ultron shows up.
Yeah, and they're testing who can pick up the hammer.
trying to pick up Thor's hammer, and War Machine and Iron Man both have their gauntlets on. They try, nothing happens. Captain America walks over, he picks it up, but he can only lift it about an inch.
No, not even an inch. It was almost imperceptible, but he did move it, and Thor's looking at him like, "Oh shit!" Like,
because Captain America is worthy.
there is a cool scene in one of the newest trailers where fucking Cap's got a magnetic thing on his gauntlet that can attract the shield now, and
Yes.
he flings it up, and Thor takes a whack at it with his hammer and fucking takes down a line of Ultron's minions. You know, it's fucking badass. It looks cool.
Speaking of Age of Ultron,
Huh.
right now, if you want it, you can buy the not the War Machine. You can buy the Hulkbuster armor statue, full size, and it's only $20,000.
Oh,
Oh, that's reasonable.
yeah.
That's actually reasonable. That probably is reasonable.
I mean, actually,
Right?
it's actually
If it's all
not a bad
fucking
price
metal, yeah, I'm down. Let's do this.
for a statue with a full size, Hulkbuster armor.
Not bad,
I'm gonna
man.
put
You
that
know,
in my
going back
front
to Rocket
lawn.
Raccoon,
Put that shit in my front lawn. Pose it to where it's leaning on the tree.
What about Rocket?
yeah, so that's getting cancelled, and which is unfortunate because that's the only Guardians book that isn't shit.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, the Guardians. It's weird now. Like last issue I read, there was the Venom symbiote was on, and then fucking Drax and shit happened, and I don't know.
I feel like it's too serious than it should be.
Have you read Howard the Duck?
Yes.
It is excellent. I love it, and I actually like the new Ant-Man too.
I might have to check out Howard the Duck.
It's very
Batman
good.
is fantastic. I
Yeah,
need to go right back and read Superior Foes of Spider-Man now.
that you know what, man? By the end, when all was said and done, that was a good book too.
Well, the same writer, so.
Yeah, Dan Slott.
That's not Lancelot.
Yeah, wasn't he? Isn't he? Didn't he write Superior Spider-Man?
No, Superior Foes of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Well, Dan Slott did write Superior Spider-Man and
Yeah, see, that's what I
and
That was
thought.
fantastic.
yeah.
I like Superior Spider-Man.
I just figured it out. I know what Nick told Thor.
No.
What?
It wasn't what he told him, it was what he showed him. He showed him what's
He
under
said
his eye
Jane
patch.
Foster's your sister.
No, he showed him what's under his eye patch.
No, he said
Okay,
Jane
yeah, it's 33
Foster's your
Marvel
sister.
33 Marvel Comics series will end during
Yeah.
Secret.
Wow, that's way too many.
So let's
But
read-
that's
Okay.
just to do their little thing that they're going
So
to
they
do for a while. Yeah, a lot of those are going to come back.
Yeah, there's gonna be
Oh, yeah.
relaunches.
Yeah,
Let's see. All new Captain America. Good knowing you, Sam.
Wait, Sam, that was
Falcon. Yeah.
Falcon. Yeah.
He became literally Captain Falcon.
America.
Without the Falcon punch. But
Nick.
so if you
What's
want,
that?
I'll read.
Unless
Yeah,
you kick the shield, then I guess you could still have it.
if you want, I'll read these off. Just
Yeah.
so. Okay.
Yeah.
So all new Ghost Rider. I didn't even know Ghost Rider had a book. All new X-Men, Amazing Spider-Man. That just relaunched, I believe.
It was nice last
did.
year.
Yeah, Amazing X-Men, Angela, Asgard's assassin. So they tied Angela to Asgard, huh?
Yeah, she's Thor's sister.
Oh, okay. That was the sister from the 10th Realm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I saw that where they were talking about that Thor went to the 10th Realm to find his sister.
Yep. And
So they made it Angela. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Avengers World, Captain Marvel, Cyclops. I didn't even know Cyclops got.
Has his own.
Yeah, right.
It's actually supposed to be really good.
that shit?
That's actually supposed to be really good.
When is Cyclops a main character now? Like the fuck?
Oh, he's before Bryan Singer, or was his name Bryan Singer? Yeah, that guy, whatever his name is, came along and made him a pussy in the movies. He was actually an okay character.
He was a badass in the cartoon.
They
He was a little bit of a Boy Scout, but
They kind of screwed him up with the whole, he got possessed by Apocalypse, and then quote unquote because he got possessed, and then it was
yeah.
taken out of him. He had an edgy attitude. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's just an edgelord now.
Yeah,
and then he got
Emo Bang?
infused with the
What the
Phoenix
fuck?
Force. He
So
got
he's
infused.
emo bang or what? Like
Yeah. Right? No, he was just a dick, just kind of a dick. And then
Continue.
they infused him with the Phoenix Force, and he killed Xavier.
Yep. Atomized him. But yeah, to continue on, Deadpool, they get canceled every 30 issues.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
He's
they'll be
dying.
Deadpool killed the Marvel universe. Remember?
No.
Yeah, he did.
Elektra. I didn't know Elektra had a book.
Nope. Yeah.
That's an
Fantastic.
amazing art book in it, by the way, if you ever get a chance to read it.
Oh yeah, check that out.
What else?
Fantastic Four, Guardians 3000, Guardians of the Galaxy, Hulk, Inhuman, Iron Fist, the Living Weapon, Legendary
That's like, wait, can I
Star-Lord.
just say, go back.
I thought they were
Unimpressive.
getting rid of mutants and referring to them all as Inhumans.
That's what they're doing in the cinematic universe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Inhumans are basically their mutants. So.
I know Iron Fist was supposed to be a temporary series.
Hmm.
Now, are they tying that into the Shield show still? Cause,
What, the movie?
Yeah.
The Inhumans?
Yeah,
There's-
humans were their own thing.
Yeah, but the thing is, they can't use mutants, right?
I understand that, but
That's what they're doing. They're positioning the Inhumans as their mutants. And yes, the Inhumans that you see in the movies will be the ones that you see in the comics, or a variation of that group.
So you'll see, was it Black Bolt and
Medusa,
and
Yeah.
Crystal?
So so it'll be they're still Inhumans. It's just the only thing that changes is that the other characters that would have been mutants are now also affected by the Terrigen Mist. They're technically Inhumans as well, but
Well,
they're
there's always
also
been rumors going around that's how mutants came along anyway.
well. There you go.
That
And,
the Celestials basically mucked up with humanity.
yeah,
And essentially, they used Terrigen. It wasn't a Terrigen Mist; it was just Terrigen.
right.
They just used Terrigen, and that's how we got the X factor in
the extra.
in the X gene, and that's how mutants came along. With the Terrigen Mist, that's more of a concentrated thing. That's like for citizens of Adelan, when they reach a certain age and stuff, they're exposed to it. They either die or they become an inhuman.
Right, and that's kind of what they're doing in Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
But they're basically using that as their de facto mutants because they
have no mutants.
Right.
They can't use.
Oh yeah, hey Daryl,
What's
Rita,
up?
She's looking
I know.
good, isn't she?
yeah.
Leslie, where was
Big
I?
old spiky fucking
Legend.
Okay, who the hell is the guy with no eyes? That's bugging the hell out of me.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm never gonna get through this list, am I?
No.
Okay. Legendary Star-Lord, Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man. See, that kind of ties in what you were talking about. The Ultimate Universe is going away.
Yeah.
There is by the way, and John, you might be interested in hearing this. The rumor is that because they're going to unite the universes, that Spider-Man will actually have his own team of Spider people.
Nice.
So it'll
Miles
be like
would be cool.
him and Miles and possibly Spider-Gwen.
And Spud UK. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So just be a Spider team.
I liked that character.
Spider.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Okay. New Avengers, Nightcrawler. See, when did they bring back Nightcrawler? He was dead.
Oh, he came back from hell or something like
He got
that,
that-
or whatever he was.
He wished on the Dragon Balls.
Exactly. Yeah. Goku wished on the fucking Dragon Balls, and
He said, "I want that Nightcrawler guy back." Who's Nightcrawler?
he better be played by Alan Cumming.
Best
but-
crossover.
That's the next thing the Marvel needs to do. They need to buy Dragon Ball Z.
Oh God, no. That would be Disney, by the way. But no. Let's see.
Mickey Mouse cross Dragon
No,
Ball.
actually, I'm really excited to see Resurrection of X.
Hey, check this out. On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Ha! Hey, kids.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Resurrection of F.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But let's let Wayne get through this.
Nova, Rocket Raccoon, Secret Avengers, Spider-Man and the X-Men, Spider-Man
I like
2099,
Spider-Man and the X-Men. It's very good.
Storm, Superior Iron Man. Now, from what I hear, people are telling me they're glad that Superior Iron Man's getting canceled because they're tired of prick Tony Stark.
Oh, there's a mode other than prick Tony Stark.
Dude, prick Tony Stark gave Matt Murdock Extremis so he could see, and then said, "Hey, motherfucker, you know where to come if you want more."
Basically, he became a drug pusher.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and didn't he take over San Francisco or something?
Well, he gave everybody a free taste of Extremis, and then charged them exorbitant amounts if they wanted more. Yeah, he
Basically, what
took
was
over
that?
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like his attitude never didn't reshift after the
After
that last event.
What was that called? Fucking
Axis.
Axis. Yeah.
Axis, yeah. Like his stayed the same, so he just became a prick.
Yeah, he didn't go through the inversion or whatever. Back to
Going back to
same with Sabretooth. Sabretooth didn't either.
yeah, because he's a
Oh
Wolverine.
yeah, that's why he's a good guy now, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, Thor, Uncanny X-Men,
He's,
Wolverine.
he's not a heel anymore. He turned into a face.
But he'll go back. He'll go heel once his rival comes back.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to leave him dead, guys. There's no way.
Oh no, he's their cash cow, man. Wolverine
Yeah.
was in everything. And that's why they replaced him with Spider-Man and Wolverine in the X-Men, because Spider-Man's like the next popular character,
Yeah.
So-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I found out it's funny you mentioned that because Wolverine and the X-Men. I was looking over that.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that Spider-Man was a fucking guidance counselor for the Institute.
Really?
Yeah.
What an asshole guidance counselor. He'd just be fucking making fun of you the whole time.
Or his guidance. Here's his guidance. Okay, kids, with great power, there must come great responsibility.
That's all I got, folks.
That's it. Yeah, that's all I got,
I'm gonna
kids.
stop the Green Goblin from killing my girlfriend. Oh fuck, I was late. Sorry.
Crap. Screwed up. Never mind.
What? Yep. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Maybe next reboot.
But I gotta wrap this up. Are you done, Wayne?
Yeah, I'm done. That was the last one.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 17. Make sure you tune in again next week. Follow everybody here on Twitter. I got links in the description below for myself and Daryl's information and shit. If you like this episode and click that thumbs up down there. Share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now.
Rate, comment, and subscribe, bitches.
Make sure you guys check out Super Nerdland.
Hey, before we go though, do you want to let everybody do their plugs? So, since their stuff isn't in the
we were pretty plug heavy at the beginning.
Well, you didn't give your Twitter handle or anything like that.
Plug heavy with Super Nerdland. We didn't get plug heavy with Twitter accounts and shit. So.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to do that?
Yeah.
That's fine.
John, where can we find you on Twitter?
John Apocalypse.
Okay.
And also
Josh.
on
Oh, wait.
PSN.
He's got more.
If you want
What's
to contact me on PSN, it's John PH.
okay? Anything else?
Yep.
Cool. Josh.
I'm at Doc Bray on Twitter, and you can go at Super Nerdland and supernerdland.com to find the latest and greatest coverage
Of my dick. No, there's no. Yeah, that's a tiny article. So.
Not even.
Alright.
You'll miss the clickable link to it too. Don't even worry.
Yeah, exactly. You'll need a magnifying glass for that. So. Oh, I feel bad now. Wayne.
Terrible.
Where can we find you?
I can be found at Optimus Deadpool on Twitter. If you want to see me ramble about other shit, check out youtube.com/neatlife. That is my good friend Sox's channel. And we do our Dead Gamers Talking show on that.
They don't. That doesn't need a plug because they have 15 million viewers according to Wayne.
No, 1,500
Yeah, I know.
per week. That's fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good show. You guys should tune in.
Yeah, and hopefully website incoming soon. So.
Ooh, the website's coming.
Nice.
And so am I, baby. Yeah.
And on that note, we'll see you guys next week.